What is up, everybody? Welcome here to Pop Culture Philosophers. Welcome to a special PCP presentation in the year of PCPX. We've decided to have our very first wrestling chat. That's right. We're going to be talking about the greatest event in sports entertainment history, Wrestlemania. We'll be talking about Wrestlemania 41, talking about the card, talking about the matches, what we loved, what we didn't, what we expected, what all that. We're just going to have a good conversation. So we're bringing in some of the PCP Excitable We Are crew who love wrestling. We're going to kick it off with my man, Fable. What is up, dude?
Station. I'm here, you jabroni. Let's get this thing started.
Let's do it, right? We also got one of the biggest wrestling fans I personally know. It's Mike06. What's up, Mike? Been a while since you've been on the show.
Yeah, it's been a while. What's up, all you smart marks? We're going to talk about some wrestling today.
Hell yeah, looking forward to it. We also got our man, a huge wrestling fan. He's here to yeet all over the place. It's Big Herm. What is up?
Yo, what's up? Yeet! Let's go, baby. I'm ready for this. Wrestling finally on Pop Culture Philosophers channel. Let's go. It's been a while. I've been waiting for it. I'm hyped up for this. Let's go, baby.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. And, you know, we want to bring the hype. We got to bring the hype man. It's Brother Joe. What is up?
Hey, I'm just here to referee, y'all. I'm just here to referee, you know. No elbows, no gouging of the eyes, 3 Stooges style. I'm just here to referee.
All right, fair enough, fair enough. And this man ain't going to be throwing no elbows, but he's going to be throwing some feet. It's Jelani. What is up, my man?
What up, I'm excited about this. I'm shocked that Robbie, that you would even want to do a wrestling thing.
Really?
At this point, you're like, a few years ago, you were like, I'm into wrestling. And then you know, you dropped off after like an hour. And now we're doing a WrestleMania thread.
Yeah, man. We had a good weekend too, hanging out. Basically a WrestleMania retreat, basically, is what we did. Just so everybody knows, I was into wrestling as a kid, right? During the golden age. And then I kind of fell out during New Generation, right? That's what it's called, New Generation, right? And then I came back hardcore during the Attitude Era. And then I think it was after WrestleMania 20 or some shit, I just kind of dropped out. Tried to come back a little bit that during the era that Daniel Bryan won and the Shield, and I loved the Shield. Then they broke up, and then I'm like, fuck all this shit. I don't have time for this. And now I am hooked back in, all because of damn Saturday Night Main Event. Like, I felt nostalgic and checked out their debut episode when they brought it back, and got my ass sucked back in, especially with the Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber, bro. I'm all in. Overall, I liked WrestleMania. I thought it was all right. There were some disappointments. The biggest one is probably a disappointment we all share, that Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, was not there. And in fact, we'll talk about it, but he was on the Pat McAfee show and was talking about, there was, I just wanted the spotlight to be on Cena and Cody, and I didn't want to be a part of it. And the final boss arc is over, and I'm just like, what? Don't set something up. What's one of the first thing? Why are you going to set something up and then not fucking? Anyway, we'll be getting into that. But Fable, what did you think about the show of shows overall? What did you think about WrestleMania 41? And you out there in the chat, let us know. I appreciate you being here.
I mean, I enjoyed it for the most part. I thought there were some pretty solid matches. Night 1 ended really well. I thought night 1 was it built up and it ended well. I think night 2 started really well, but I didn't ultimately like the way it ended, to be honest with you. Not that John Cena went in 17. I'm not talking about that. It's just the way they went about it. I was a little disappointed. But yeah, it was good. It wasn't better than last year though.
Yeah, I still haven't seen last year's. I'm right now. I'm working my way through the history of WrestleMania, and I'm on like I think 22 or 23 or some shit like that. So I'll get there eventually. I just watch a little bit here and there at night, before bed.
Have you seen the Chris Benoit match, or is it the Eddie Guerrero match you're up to?
I've seen the night that they both won. I've seen that one. Yeah, I've seen that one. That was like I think the last one I had seen.
That's like 20.
Something like that.
I don't know, man. I'm on like I think 22 or something like that. I don't fucking know. What was the last match I just saw? I don't even.
That was XX. Yeah, that was WrestleMania.
What's the Hollywood one where they go to Hollywood and they do all that Hollywood shit? 25?
I think that's 25. Yeah, this way.
Okay. All right.
I thought XX was the one with the fatal 4-way, the big one for the match title. Or is that 2000?
Look
That's
at
WrestleMania 2000.
for XX was when Chris Benoit did it with Eddie.
Gotcha.
Okay.
We don't talk about that one anymore.
We don't talk about it.
I do.
I talk about it because Chris Benoit is my favorite wrestler of all time.
That's
All time.
You can't be good
Dude.
without the bad flavor. You know that. You're my heel.
I thought we were tag team partners. Okay, it's just me and Big Herm then. Okay,
We are.
you go off the top rope on your ass.
I said yin and yang. Hey, Herm.
All right.
I got Travis Scott. So yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I'm sure we'll get to that. Mike, what about you? What did you think overall? You were there with us for night 1, but you weren't able to make it for night 2. What'd you think?
I enjoyed night 1. It ended strong. Night 2 started strong. Ended kind of weak. There was a point where I think just it kind of fell off, and I don't think Triple H gets too much of the blame for what he cannot control. But yeah, overall, it's a good show. Like it's B plus A minus. So
Okay. What about you, Big Herm? What do you think about it?
Man, every time WrestleMania comes along, I'm just always hyped. It just clicks like that for me. Like, and once the day happens, man, all the memories from the past start coming in, and I enjoyed both nights. I thought both nights was awesome. I thought the wrestlers, I mean, we'll get to them. They were all great. You know what I mean? Like, except for like you just said, Travis Scott. Like, oh, I wanted to barf on my TV, but you know, but man, I thought there was some surprise. I wasn't surprised, but I knew some of the wrestlers like Valkyrie. She was really good. Like I kept forgetting, like in NXT, she was really good. I'm not big on her, but what I saw in WrestleMania and what she was pretty good.
You like them flappy wings, them flappy arm wing sleeves?
I just like, yeah, I just like her performance. I like when she goes in there, she goes hard, and she's really damn good. And so that was one of the. I shouldn't have been surprised, but I've seen her in NXT and stuff like that. But like, ever since the streaming, like I never always catch Raw and SmackDown and all that. I always catch it on the rewind because of my profession now and stuff like that. And ever since they took SmackDown and NXT out of the streaming and Hulu, and I can't watch it as well. I had to watch the highlights and stuff like that. But I'm glad Raw's on Netflix, so I get to catch that all the time. But even with that, and I don't 100% know everything that was going on because of SmackDown. I'm not able to watch everything. I had a blast. Both nights, I thought, like I said, was really good. And I don't know if we're grading now. I thought A minus B plus was pretty damn good grade that Mike gave it. I think I'll save that for a little later as we start discussing, because I might end up liking it more, liking it less. See what we say, but yeah, man, I thought it was great, man. I don't know how else to explain it except for. Can we get more? Can we get another WrestleMania this weekend, man? Because
you're crazy, man. You're crazy.
Yeah, I'm like this with it now. How about more? You know what I'm saying?
She's a fiend.
Yeah, man. You
should have started. You should have started Friday night when I did, from SmackDown to the Hall of Fame, which was beautiful. I stayed up until 3 or 4 in the morning watching that shit.
Yeah, my dumbass did too, bro. I was so tired the next fucking day, man.
Triple H making 3-hour speeches.
I got up and watched Stand and Deliver NXT. Bam, 8 o'clock. Next thing you know, WrestleMania 1. Boom, boom, boom. And Sunday, and then Monday, and then last night again. NXT, baby. So I'm steady rocking and rolling.
Hell yeah. So what did you think about the show overall?
Hey, like I said, to me it felt like my gala of Marvel Gala with all the stars there. Like I said, from SmackDown, because I follow NXT quite a bit too. and so I know those stars, and so everybody was out. They deserve a break. I mean, they deserve a break now. Shit, let them spend some time with the family because that was one hell of a weekend, baby. One hell of a weekend. I mean, I didn't like, Sable knows me. I'm a good guy. I'm a baby face. He's my heel. But I didn't like that Cena turn. Fuck that.
Nice. Yeah.
Fuck Paulie too. Fuck Paulie too, man. Yeah. But that's what heels do. That's what heels do.
Hell yeah, they do.
Now, as far as Yeet, as far as Yeeting, shit, that's taking over, baby. That's taking over. And soon I'm pulling out my next character because Fable dubbed me the Mexican werewolf.
This is the part of the show where I give you a nut shot, Brother Joe.
Are you gonna give him that Paul Heyman one where he grinds up in there?
I'm gonna be the next Mexican werewolf. He's turning good. I'm gonna be good guy.
Jelani, why don't you share what you thought? I know kind of your thoughts, but the rest of us don't. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna be your dark spot, kids. This was an okay one. This was not the best one. This is not not that it was terrible. It has its matches, yes. But this was what if we get a whole bunch of action figures and smash them together? There were no stories, no build up, no razzmatazz. Basically, Logan Paul's entire match with AJ Styles is basically wanting to do the pulverizer. We got to set up the pulverizer. We got to hurry up and set it up.
It wasn't
it's
about Logan.
Finisher.
It wasn't about Logan Paul. It wasn't
I
about
know.
Logan Paul.
I know.
It was about AJ's build.
It was AJ's build at right now as a jobber, as a ham and eggs jobber. He eats ham, he eats eggs, he jobs.
Give me a job.
Pulverizers.
Give me a job.
Sweet
you know who Cragen is?
Who?
Cragen Cross. Cragen Cross, is that his name?
Caden Cross? Yeah, I know they're trying to start a long-term feud. Triple H does good booking. Triple H does good long-term booking. The problem is a lot of things aren't set up well enough for us to start. It's not. I want to see what Triple H can do in the future for this, whatever this is.
Give it time.
This was a setup. This was a setup for the pulverizer. That's all this was. Ham and eggs. Flip them, bam. I know we're going to get match, I'm sure. But that's what frustrated me about that match. That was my least favorite match. The next least favorite match, you get into different things, is Damian Priest and your boy Claymore.
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre when you're smashing action figures together. Let's get two people together that don't really have that much chemistry and put them together. There are a lot of matches like this. Three triple threat matches? Two triple threat matches and one fatal four-way. You got good matches in them. In fact, those two triple threats are awesome. Those are some of the best matches I've seen in a long time, and good payoff for Io Sky for the third match. For her match that started really strong for night two. Night one it was great. Night one was great. We had a good time together. Night two was weak sauce. There were a lot of weak sauce with some really good ribs that we had. So I'm not happy with it. I'm mad, and I'm maddest, of course, at The Rock. The Rock screwed WrestleMania 41. He is the reason why you didn't have good storytelling. Last year, you had good storytelling. If y'all pay attention, you had great storytelling. And the story was finished with Cody. And then it turned into whatever muddled mess it was at the end. And The Rock just needed to be there to fix it. And he wasn't. He was in Hawaii doing whatever Rock does. I don't know what's wrong with him now. He can't fix movies. He can't fix damn WrestleManias. So I know the glowing things that y'all had to say about it, but I didn't have that same feeling because I've seen WrestleManias. I watched them. I feel 30 baby. 30.
You jaded.
Woo!
You jaded.
Woo! 30. Woo! WrestleMania 30 is the best one. End of the streak. Daniel Bryan. Yes. That was pops. Those were genuine pops. Did you get a pop when you saw Travis Scott? Did you see a pop when you heard feet? I didn't. John
No,
Cena
but we got a pop. We got a pop when we heard Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
I asked Mabel and Herm. We were watching it together on text, and I asked Mabel and them who he was. Who is that guy?
Right. Exactly. Who?
I only knew who he was because of the Royal Rumble.
Hendry.
I was happy about Randy Orton more so than I was about Joe Hendry.
I was happier on Monday Night Raw with Randy than I was with that match. I loved
that was a weak match, wasn't it? It was weak sauce because you can't find. That's what I'm saying. You got action figures and you smashing them together. Hey y'all, look at me. This is a guy and this is a guy. They had beef an hour ago. Let's do this. Or hey, I don't have a match. I don't have a contender for this match. Hey, let's get this guy for 4 seconds and have a 5-second match.
That was
you know what I'm saying?
That was it.
Let's do this.
They
ain't got action figures near me, which is weird.
They pumped a little shit into TNA.
I just put these two together and just be like this. This is what WrestleMania was this year. That's all WrestleMania was. Ooh, beat, polarizer. Boom. You know, and it was a bad polarizer. It was bad.
It was a little clunky.
We.
Okay.
That's what I said about WrestleMania.
All right. Well, shit. Let's do it. Let's go through match by match and just kind of give us our thoughts on it. Night one, of course, starts with Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso against the world champion Gunther, who I love, and I thought the match was I liked it. Like I liked the match. I liked the build to the match. Honestly, like when Gunther does like a Rocky IV and is basically killing Jimmy in front of everybody, and dude's zip tied. That shit was awesome. Blood all over him. I thought it was great. The only thing I didn't like, and I love that Jey was using moves that are not necessarily always his moves. Like he's doing some of the Gunther stuff, right? I just hate, and I get it. He's a heel. He's supposed to be cowardly and all that shit. But I hate how quick Gunther tapped out. I wanted Jey to hold that move a little bit longer. I'm not saying like Stone Cold in WrestleMania, 12 or 13 or whatever the hell it was, but like just a little bit longer. That dude tapped out like in 5 fucking seconds, man. And that was the only thing that to me that was disappointing. But I love the fact that Jey won. He's definitely earned this. When last time I was watching wrestling, they were just the Uso brothers. You know, there's a whole different world now, man, when I step back in. What about you, Fable? What'd you think about Jey Uso defeating Gunther?
I agree with you completely, man. I think that the build-up was really good. I think that it's always cool to see people doing the yeet at a big event like that. I mean, it's such a cool visual. I think Gunther is amazing. I think Gunther is one of the best professional wrestlers out there right now. Made Jey look really strong, you know, by whooping his ass a little bit, smacking his chest, bleeding him up here. I think Jey was a little sloppy, to be honest with you. Not his best night. I've seen Jey do way better. Jey's really good. But ultimately, I agree. I think Gunther tapped out way too fast for the caliber of wrestler that he is. I think he should have definitely, ringed him in a lot more, made him feel pain a lot more. But at the end of the day, we all want to see Jey win, and Jey holding that title and the whole crowd going wild. That's the visual you want, and I think they succeeded. And I think it was a good start to WrestleMania 41.
All right, hell yeah. What about you, Mike? What'd you think about that match?
Well, as soon as he won the Royal Rumble, you know that he was going to win Mania because he wasn't going to fight Cody, and it was always going to be Gunther. And I think I didn't like the build up for that match. It was just kind of slow. Like the A-Town down, like he was speeding with them first, and then
I kind of like that bit though when he came out every week at Raw and just like demolished somebody.
But still, it was just like I don't know. We knew it was going to happen. Like he had already lost to going through at the main event, Saturday night main event before the Rumble or during guys were before the Rumble. So it's just kind of like you knew he was going to win, and it was just more like the whole thing of the hype of the yeet yeet. Like that. It's just it's great to see. It's cool to see everybody in unison doing it. And it's cool, but it's also like you gotta do more than just that. You just can't like your entrance can't be anything. And like I don't know, I thought Gunther's reign as world heavyweight champion was a little weak.
Oh, he's doing the bit.
I but it's just like he was a placeholder for like 6 months to give to Jay to win. So, and then, but yeah, that's about it. Like I said, the I didn't agree with it. Like it's the ring general. Like this dude's a beast, and he can't even take a sleeper for 10 seconds. Like that, the ending of that, the ending was weak. So that's it. It just made him like. I know that they had to take the title off of him so he can get set up for Goldberg, for SummerSlam. I believe that's the rumor. So, but it is what it is on that one.
All right. What about you, Big Herm?
Well, I'm not a Gunter guy. Never been. I don't see what people see in him. But
Walter. That's
I
what
just
I see. Walter.
I always thought he was boring, a boring champion. He tried to be smart and stuff, and try to try to do the heel thing. It didn't sell for me. But I like in this storyline with Jey Uso, he used the Ivan Drago kind of thing and stuff like that. Like he almost killed his brother kind of thing, and now like they use that, and then now Jay wants the revenge, and that's why he came to WrestleMania to kick his butt. You know what I mean? That worked for me, and it made me want to see Gunther get his ass whooped. So when he tapped fast, I'm like, yeah, you bitch. You were always a bitch. You know what I'm saying? I love that.
I get it.
Yeah. So I didn't want to because you guys was looking like y'all liked the guy and stuff like that. Oh shit, I'm gonna say something different, but not to be different. That's just how I felt. You know what I mean at the moment. But for the storyline, it worked out. And Cheat said in there that if it makes you hate them and stuff like that, that's when they sell on you. Like me and Brother Joe likes the baby faces and stuff like that. So if we start hating on someone, that means they're doing their job. You know what I mean? It's just for a long time, Gunther wasn't doing that for me. You know what I'm saying? Into this storyline, and then I did want to see him lose, and he lost. Like I say, he lost like a little.
I just wanted to see him suffer a little more. I wanted Jay to really whoop that ass. Yeah. Just like you said, you want to see him, you want to bitch him out because he's been talking all this shit. He fucked his brother up, so I just wanted to see him get his receipt. And I think he just tapped out a little too fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't want to deal. He was a little chicken shit. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to deal with it, so he tapped out a little fast. You know what I mean? He's not tough. He acted tough, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, he tapped out so fast, you know what I mean? I couldn't even drink my Pepsi. I was ready to enjoy it, and then he just tapped out. I'm like, damn, almost looking on me, you know what I mean?
I feel you.
You're funny.
Hell yeah. Brother Joe, what did you think about that match?
Of course, like you gentlemen said about it all, but of course, I'm a baby face, and so Jey Uso built his way up. I mean, it wasn't the best run, but you saw that he was 0-3 going against Gunther. I can't defeat him. I can't defeat him. But with the powers that be, I hope I can. And of course, how long did you think that match went?
That was good. 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Maybe.
Okay, so do you want to give him another 10 minutes more time restraint? I mean, come on. We know that the creative beings, creative writers say, look, we know the outcome. Let's give them a good show, a good 10 minutes, and then get it over with and move on. That's the way I look at it.
All right. Hell yeah. I would have liked another 20 seconds, though. added to the end of Gunther, like, you know, trying. But I also get what you're saying, Herm, because I mean it is true. He's supposed to go out like a little bitch because that's what he's a heel, you know. I wish that would have happened to Logan Paul's ass, but we'll get to that. What about you, Jelani? What do you think about the Gunther Jay match?
No Logan Paul.
I think it's all right. I've never bought Jey Uso as a main event guy. He doesn't have whatever it is yet. He's close. He's close.
He doesn't have it.
He got in on
Or does he have it now?
He got it. He got a taste of it, and he's not main event Jay because I didn't know who Jimmy or Jay were for the longest time.
Yeah.
Like I met Naomi, and I was like, Jay got hurt. Yeah,
don't they have about 10 or 12 tag team championships?
Yeah, they're pretty awesome. But that's not the problem. That's not the problem. They were given those titles. What I'm getting to is I didn't know who Jimmy or Jay were. When I got to Naomi and I saw Naomi in person and Jay got hurt, I told her I hope her husband feels better. And she was like, that's not my husband. And I was like, oh shit. So I didn't know the difference between the two. They were just two dudes that were being awesome. They were just very awesome in the ring. They did awesome spots. They do awesome jumps. They do what you need to do to get, you know, the pop you need. But then when Jimmy got off on his DUIs and Jay was thrust into the spotlight during 2020, he did a good job, but he just wasn't. He doesn't have mic skills. He got yeet. He got an old catchphrase that's gonna be old in like, I don't know, 5 minutes. Yeet is good, but yeet is not solid for me for him to be a main event champion. And he did a 3-corner drop on Gunther and ended with a Gunther tap out move, which he should have done all 4. If you do all 4 at a WrestleMania, that's it. I don't care what tapping out he had to do. He didn't need to do Gunther's moves. If he had done, I wish there had been a build up to where like Gunther jumped off something and landed on him or something and done something to Jay on top of hurting his brother to be like, I can do this high flying stupid shit too. You know what I'm saying? I wish I'd seen that first. If you built that first, then Jay does that would be more compelling storytelling.
I know Gunther can go off the top rope. Sam, did he do that? Did he do it last?
He did it. He did off the top rope. He was off the top rope. But the thing is, he should have done that during their feud and been like, I beat you up, I slapped the taste out of your mouth, knocked you down on the ground, and then I jumped off of the top rope and got you with a move. You know what I'm saying? Show off his aerial stunt, not just be in that match, but just do it during the course of the storytelling. See, it's storytelling that you see. WrestleMania, and that's what I want to say about all these matches. You know, as we go through this, and there's a lot of matches, so I don't know how we're doing this, but
we're gonna start speeding it up, I think.
Yeah,
creative says a time.
Right, creative has time, but at the same time, you have WrestleMania is the culmination of a story that has happened over the course of the year. That's the end of it. It's the end of it. It starts a new season.
Yeah.
So you need to have a story at the end of WrestleMania that's just like, yeah. And Jay did that. Yes, he did do that. Should have done 4 corners, but he didn't do 4 corners. That would have been nice. I think he forgot because we were talking about that before. But the tap out was kind of weak to me. I think the match was okay because all them chest slaps from Gunther. But I still don't like Gunther either because he lost to Sami Zayn last year. And it's Sami Zayn. As much as I love Sami Zayn can't beat Gunther. Gunther was like undefeated. You hear me? Undefeated. And then got his butt whipped by Sami Zayn. Bruh. Don't get me started. So this match ended kind of weak sauce, and I don't think Jey Uso is a champion. I just I don't. He holding the title, but he ain't no champion.
How long do you think he'll hold it?
6 hours. I don't know. He ain't got no beef with nobody. He got no beef. He'll lose at the next pay-per-view if they got it right. But people love him. He gets the pop you need. But the problem is pop ain't just it. The Rock ain't the Rock for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Stone Cold Steve Austin ain't Stone Cold Steve Austin for a reason. They are people that transcend the characters that they present. Roman Reigns, even Roman Reigns, as long as he held that title, he still held it, and you still acknowledge him. Acknowledge me. You still got it. You know what I'm saying? Jay ain't got it yet. Jay got yeet. Jay got yeet. And what else we gonna do?
Look what they did
Stone
to
Cold
the
could change tomorrow and still be Stone Cold. Jay Uso's not gonna change. He gonna be yeet until yeet becomes like like what's up? I'm done. I'm out. Sorry.
Next we got the World Tag Team title match in which the New Day defeated the War Raiders. I think that the tag team division on SmackDown, on Raw, and in the women's division, I think it's just pretty lame, to be honest. I don't feel like there's a lot of good teams, right? And like on SmackDown this week, we're supposed to have that TLC match with those dudes. And this one was just kind of like, there was very little build to it. It just kind of got put together, slapped together like at last minute's what it felt like. I'm glad that New Day won. I wish they would have cheated a little bit more. I wish they would have been a little bit more dastardly, just a little bit, because I think they're really good heels. And I'm liking it. And yeah, me coming in and I'm like, wait, the New Day are bad guys now? They turned on E? Like, what the hell happened? What have I missed? But I thought the match was fine. It was all right, but it didn't really do too much for me. Let's kick it off with Jelani this time. What'd you think about that match?
Pass. It was forgettable. There was nothing to it. Big E should have been involved in that match. The War Raiders, who? They changed their names like they changed their shirts, which they don't, and it's just it's terrible. It was a poorly put together match. We throw things together once again. Like I said about WrestleMania, it's a culmination of storyline of things that happened. The New Day turned on Big E, and we didn't have a Big E spot. We didn't do anything where Big E was like coming out to the ring. I know he can't wrestle, but he can come out to the ring to implore them or do anything. It was just a match. It was a match that we saw on a Raw or SmackDown. That's all I got.
All right. What about you, Brother Joe? What'd you think about that tag team title match?
Well, I think they set it up with New Day because with the War Raiders, because they took care of their spot for a while. They can go back to the end of the line and become contenders again if they stay together. They keep complaining about neck injuries, not them, but the announcers keep saying they both came back from neck injuries, and so that's their last. Is that their last run? And they go out with the title, and now they lost it, and of course, the New Day. Big E is commentating now or talking the pregame and stuff. So all that shit went down during the pregame and stuff. How they deserted him and he couldn't keep up with them or whatever. They don't need him. And the whole story was they don't need Big E to win a title. They don't need him anymore. And so that's how that turned out.
All right. What about you, Herm? What'd you think?
Well, you have the New Day, one of the greatest tag teams ever. You know what I mean? Like, even when Big E was there and all that, we didn't know which two all three of them would defend the title. It would be two out of the three, and that was always awesome. And the War Raiders, they've had some great matches in NXT and the Indies and stuff like that. They're a great team. So I was a little disappointed in this match. I have to agree. They are better than what this match kind of showed. You know what I mean? It was just, I don't know. I can't put it together what exactly didn't work for me. But as the lady was talking about, that's probably it. Maybe they needed a better build-up and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, I love what New Day's doing with the heel turn and stuff like that. It was good because they were getting a little stale and stuff like that. Them turning into heels like that and winning the title was the thing to do at WrestleMania, and I hope they carry it on. And I don't know if they could do much with Big E unless he can wrestle. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem.
Commentary.
He can't wrestle. I mean, you
You could have
can't
commented on the fight. They should have put him anywhere. They could have done anything with it. They could have made the War Raiders somehow work with him. They didn't do any of that.
Maybe he didn't want to. Maybe some of these wrestlers, like, they have a lot of pride. He did that part for them, you know, little storyline where they diss them and stuff like that. But maybe he didn't want to be a part of it because he can't wrestle. You know what I mean? If he can wrestle, and maybe eventually he does, because you know, we see people like Edge had this career-ending thing, and then he comes back 10 years or whatever later and able to wrestle. That's why I'm hoping with Big E, because Big E was awesome. He was quick, funny. Everything you say about the mic and skills and all that, Big E had all that. And when he won that championship, I was so excited. And they kind of took it away from him too fast. But that's back in the Vince era. I think if this era right here, if this era he can get healthy, man, he can go far, man. He's awesome. I get it. I get that whole thing, Delaney, for real. I get why you want him in there. I would have wanted him in there too. But
hell yeah.
Overall, the match was a little like
Age, hurting. No? Can you do it anymore?
It happens.
All right, Mike, what'd you think, Mike?
This match could have been on Raw or SmackDown. When I heard it was announced for WrestleMania, I was kind of shocked because it's just a filler match. Like, there was nothing. There's nothing special about this match. The tag team division has some good tag teams. I just don't know what direction they want to go. It all started because they were supposed to get the Lucha Bros with Rey Fenix and Penta, but Tony Khan held Rey back, so they got in the Motor City Machine Guns, and those guys are supposed to go to. I do believe they're supposed to go to NXT, but they brought them up. They gave them the titles, and it's just kind of been like this War Raiders DIY Machine Guns kind of thing, and it's just the tag team division has been. I think it's going to fix itself now that Mania is over, because you want a baby face. So it's more fun for the babyface to pull for the title, and Kofi and Xavier are great heels. So I think they're better heels than the War Raiders, and I just think this is a lot of transitional champions just going from one to the other. That's all it really is. It's for moments. So, like I said, I like the War Raiders.
I have a question for you. Who would you line up for the New Day coming up in the next shows? Who would you line up as baby faces or heels? As stars, because you got the Pretty Deadly. I mean, they're so. You got LWO. You got A-Town, and all these other tag teams. I mean, who are you gonna line up?
Well, Pretty Deadly's is like you gotta. They're on their way up. They're fun and entertaining. The crowd can get behind them. I think they would be good faces against the New Day, and then, well, more like in-betweeners. But then again, it's just like there's other, like we have the draft coming up, so I think once the draft happens, that's when you're gonna see stuff start to shift.
I love the draft.
You also have we have Malachi Black or Aleister Black is supposed to come back. So there's a bunch of things that are going on right now. Like even the whole American El Grande, the Chad Gable, with the Creed brothers, that's kind of they're kind of the tag team. Like I said, the tag team is just it's got a bunch of loose ends that it's got to finish up with. And I think it all come together by the time the draft is. So I think the tag team field would be a lot better by then.
Okay. All right. Fable, what'd you think about that match?
Yeah, I got to go with, what Jelani said and most of the people say. I think this was a throwaway match. I think the War Raiders are a good tag team, but you've got the New Day chasing another chip, right? You got another Cena situation here. You possibly could have had one of those going on with them, but this time on the heel side. And I just think the War Raiders are just too big if that makes any sense, to fight these guys. Like I would have
They would
much
have
liked to
walked all
see.
over them.
Yeah, I would have liked.
Big
to
E's
see
not
something.
there. They got ran over in real
Yeah.
life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sorry about that. But
No, it's all right.
Ezekiel was like not their wrestler. He's not the guy either. He's that dude in the middle that's supposed to talk the most smack and do the things and all the stuff. The real work was Kofi, and the real work was Big E. And when you lost Big E, you lost the New Day's powerhouse. Right. You lost who they're fighting. And then if you fight the War Raiders, you need Big E. Like, it would have been good if E was actually not hurt. And they came in, and Big E came in for that big save or whatever. And he was a heel too. And then all three of them are heels again. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a heel move to come in as a spot. And you're like, what? Yeah. Man, shoot, I know booking. I know how to book. If that man wasn't hurt, he'd have played it. But sorry about that, Fable.
No, it's all good. Without listen, part of this story and them chasing another chip to become the greatest tag teams of all time would have been them proving themselves without Big E. Right. So
I get it.
So who's gonna push them to the absolute limit? Because like you said, this is WrestleMania. And since we don't got really enough story going in, we need a spectacle. So we've got people like DIY. We've got people like the Motor City Machine Guns. We got the Street Profits. You know what I'm saying? These are guys that should have been in the ring with them, pushing them to the absolute limit with all the high flying, all the crazy maneuvers, and it would have looked spectacular on a WrestleMania 41 stage, and have them ultimately heal out and get those chips. It would have meant a lot more. And solidified them as the greatest tag team in WWE history.
You just described a 4-way match for Survivor Series.
Yeah, true.
All right, next up we had Jade Cargill defeating Naomi. I absolutely loved the build to this one. When I got back into wrestling, I learned about, the car and who did it and all that stuff. And bro, when she shows up at Elimination Chamber and just starts beating the hell out of Naomi, that was awesome. Then you got Naomi doing some really good heel stuff on SmackDown. Loved the new outfit, loved the attitude, loved the match. I thought the match was super solid, very strong. And this was where, to me, night one really started picking up. I had a blast with this match, and I can't wait for more from these two phenomenal ladies. What about you, Fable? What'd you think?
I thought it was good. I like you. I like the build up to this. I thought it was a good build up. Both of these women to me are absolutely gorgeous. Like I was just like looking at all that stuff in the ring. Yeah, these women are hot. But I think there was some botches in this match in particular, but I think it did a good job of setting up Jade as like a Cesaro type of character in the women's division, meaning like she can pull off Superman type moves that you would see Cesaro do, or even Kofi in the Rumble. You know, when Kofi used to jump from place to it's like, how the freak is he doing that? Yeah. They had Jade looking like a superhero, and it's proper that she had the whole Storm outfit on. Oh man, that outfit was awesome. Anyway. I like it. I dug it.
Focus favor.
I was so mad.
For you comic book nerds, I would love to see Marvel put her in some kind of X-Men movie as Storm. I would love that.
Shoot you.
Now, usually when they put wrestlers in Marvel movies, it doesn't turn out too well, in my opinion, man. Unless you're Drax, unless you're Batista. I keep thinking about Triple H and Blade, the Blade movie they never made. What about you, Mike? What did you think about the Jade Naomi match?
I like them both, but I'm just not sold on Jade yet. She's still she just hasn't done a lot. It's right. She skipped NXT. She's still green. Like I said, there was botches. There was some miscues. It was just kind of like a spot fest to show her strengths, and the whatever she did for the power bomb, Oh, what was that? I can't remember. That it was that where she did the pot like it was that pot the move where she was going to do one, but then she turned it into the power bomb. Thought that was pretty cool. But like I said, it was just kind of a spot fest to show off her strength. I still think she needs a lot of work, but then again, I don't think for the money that they paid, um, she, she she just needs to do more. For female strength, I like Jordan Grace down in NXT a lot better. Um, I think she's more. She has the strength. She has the look. She has the mic skills, which Jade is green on a lot of that. So,
Okay.
like I said, I could have. This also could have been like it was fun. It was entertaining, but it could have been a Raw main event easily.
Okay. What about you, Big Herm?
Man, this match was awesome. I and like Fable, I had a hard time concentrating, but you know, I did it. I made it, Fable. I made it. I hope you're proud of me because I made it. But
God, shit, I did it. You needed to help me out.
Naomi is one of the greatest wrestlers in that ring. She's been doing that for a long time. She was also one that started green and just started getting better, better, and better. And the fact that she got a WrestleMania spotlight like that, I'm glad she got it. You know what I mean? Because I remember back when she was with the what's his name? Call my mama and all that with the tattoos and stuff like that. Yeah, they called off their match. They called off their match. They were supposed to have a match and stuff like that, and then they cut them from the match. So to go from that to winning all the championships and having the spotlight, because her being the veteran, like Mike was saying, Jade Cargill's kind of green. She had to help. You know, like people like to say. I don't like to say it too much. People like to say carry another wrestler. You know, help them put them over and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think she did a fantastic job. I think this match was really good, considering all that what Mike just said about Jade Cargill. But the reason why she gets jumped up to the spotlight because she already had that fame on her coming off of AEW and stuff like that. She has the shine. People love her already. So people gonna put people like that in there, and it's up to like someone like Naomi to go in there and put them over. You know what I mean? And I think she did a good job on that. This match ended up being a really good match, considering all that. You know, when I judge a match, I don't like to judge too much, but I like to look at everything that they put in there, and they put a lot of effort in there, and they know they have a lot of pressure because they're women. They still have problems. You know what I mean? Now they're starting to grow up like that, and I think they did fantastic. So all the people you name are awesome too, but hopefully one day we'll see them. But for now, the winning division is so awesome and these two did a good job being in WrestleMania, being everything that they had to go through. I loved it. So good job. And Jade Cargill is getting better and better. She does need. Unfortunately, she does get hurt, and I worried about that with her. Can she stay healthy for her to learn more and get even better and better? She needs the time and stuff to really get up there. And I hope they don't just give her the title. You know what I mean? Let her build to that and give her time. You know what I mean? If they give her time, she will improve. So that's what I thought about the match. I thought it was pretty damn good. I love it.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Brother Joe?
First of all, I like to say, I agree with you all. I think those women wrestlers' outfits can't get any skimpier.
They could.
But pound for pound, I think the women wrestlers are equal or more sharper than the men. Pound for pound. I mean, those women do a lot of from the bra and panty matches they had in the beginning to the physical beatdowns they have today on women wrestlers alone is tremendous. It's tremendous.
Yeah, for sure.
So I give my kudos to the women wrestlers. And as far as the match, like Herm said it off, Jade came from AEW, and they didn't think Jade came from
Jade.
AEW. They didn't think she needed the NXT. They didn't think she needed the NXT training. And when you're in the fast lane, I mean, put them in the shotgun and shoot them forward. They're in the fast lane, so let's get it on. Now, who's the next? What is she going for next? What title? She could go to NXT, work out for a while, and take one of those titles. Who knows? But it's part of her build.
Hell yeah. What about you, Mr. Feet?
Woo! Lord have mercy. Jesus Lord. Woo! Love me some Jade Cargill. I've loved Jade Cargill. Lord have mercy. Woo! Lord Jesus. Jade Cargill. Woo! It was all right. It was pretty good.
But
I like that match. Naomi got a fat ass. Naomi can get it as well. She can get it as well. They both can get it. Don't get me wrong. I'm mad. The only sadness I have about that match is that Jade Cargill was wearing a onesie and not her regular outfit, and we didn't have no WrestleMania or wardrobe.
No, you're sad you weren't the referee in that match.
I'm sad I wasn't the referee. I'm sad I didn't get slammed on by neither one of them women. Not once. Fortunately, they're both married. Now I got to hold back. But my one regret is this match should have been over time, a build up. I think Naomi should have won this match, just to show that Naomi is a heel. This is the first time she's been a. Hold on. If you're gonna talk about long-term storytelling, this is how you do long-term storytelling. You let Naomi win first. Naomi is the one that attacked Jade in the parking lot. She should have been the one that done a real heel move and won at WrestleMania. And the reason you do that is you build it up later to where this ends up either as a fight with, you get a fight with Naomi and Bianca Belair as a triple threat. You do that and make that, and then Bianca turn heel somehow, or Jade turn heel. I don't know who I talked to about this before, but that was you and me.
Yes, you do realize that this is the longest match of Jade Cargill's career in the WWE and AEW.
Yep.
So, like I said,
she's Goldberg. And basically, she's Goldberg.
Yeah.
And they
needs
defeated.
Yeah.
She needs to go to NXT and get better.
And
so,
get better.
They got into a bidding war and paid too much for her, and they're like, we need to do something. We got to get our money back in this, and then she's done. They just Goldberg there with 2-minute matches.
She's the Juan Soto of the WWE right now. Is that what you're saying?
Sure.
Sure. But what it is it should have been a good triple threat where either Bianca turned heel or Jade turned heel, and then you have Jade and Bianca fight. That's the fight I want to see. That's some wardrobe malfunctions I'll pay to see.
It's coming.
And I want that all day long. Naomi should have won that match. Naomi somehow should have pulled that off with a big booty thump or something involving glowing her butt. So she should have been it. And then Jade would have left like disheartened and humiliated, or something happened. And then they fight again, and then they do whatever they need to do, and then, or maybe they just cool it off for a minute.
Down the road,
down the road, make her better.
Let's some money.
Or they should have never turned Naomi heel and left and put Jade as a heel. Because it should have, in my opinion, every great wrestler that ever was, from Hulk Hogan down the line, they were all great heels before they became great baby faces. And that's where the proving ground is.
And then turning the heels again for being racist. Yes, I get it. I feel you, dog. Fuck Hulk Hogan. There, I've said it.
All right. Next up, we had the U.S. Championship, and it was Jacob Fatu defeating LA Knight.
Oh, shit.
I haven't had a chance to see a lot of these guys because they're on SmackDown, and until recently, I didn't really have access to SmackDown. And but I remember seeing something on YouTube. It popped up in my feed about Fatu and about his journey. Obviously, he comes from a wrestling family background, right? But like he was like homeless or something like that, and like he decided to give wrestling a shot, and man, that dude is awesome. And I cannot believe with his size, some of the moves that he pulls off, dude. Those fucking moonsaults, he did it fucking twice. That was dope. And LA Knight, we were talking about this when we were watching the event. I'm like, he's kind of like a macho man kind of thing, right? Like he's kind of got like similar moves, and you know, I really liked it. I thought it was a great match, and I thought it was completely earned for Fatu to have it. This is his first singles title, right? The crowd loved it. It went completely over. I thought that was a great match. And WrestleMania Night 1 was one of those things that just kept like, it was perfectly paced. It just kept building and building to just climatic finishes all the way through. I thought it had a really great pace, and this was a proper place to put this match on the card, but I fucking loved it. What'd you think? Let's start with Mike this time.
He was actually Jacob Fatu was in jail, and they were watching Raw.
That's right. Yeah.
And he saw Jimmy and Jay, and he was like, "Those are my cousins," and they're like, "Yeah, right, whatever. You're not related to them," and that was the motivation that he needed.
Yep.
I think LA Knight's a pretty white meat baby face. I think that's the term. It's I mean, he's kind of there. He's got a good catchphrase and a good gimmick. He's a good talker, but they don't know what to do with him. And I thought he was a good U.S. champ, but this is something that like Jacob Fatu has kind of earned. He stood like the biggest issue that they've had is him outdoing Solo. They held bringing off Jacob in for a while because they needed Solo to shine a little bit, but Jacob has blown him out of the water completely. That's why he had the WrestleMania moment, and he has his first title, and Solo does not. But it's good. Like it's good for Jacob, and I think he had a lot of cheers. So I don't know if he's going to be full on face or kind of an in betweener, but the crowd is definitely behind him, and like like Cena said on the Pat McAfee shows that he's the future. He's the future of the WWE. So he's got nothing but room to grow. So it'll be interesting to see. But I like the match. I thought it was fun, and it was good, and I'm glad that he finally got some recognition that he deserves. Hopefully they can have some good matches. It's kind of one of those where you have the overpowered champion. So we'll see what they do with his title reign. It'll be interesting.
Yeah. What about you, Fable? What'd you think?
This was the first A+ match of the night for me. This is where like technical skill and in-ring work totally worked. And I felt like these two have a chemistry. I was watching this match and I was just like, man, these guys work really well together. Like really well. And you know, you want a backstage book, you want a long-term book. Even though I think Jacob winning the title was a good WrestleMania moment, something clicked in my head, was like, wait a minute, these guys are having such a great match. We could squeeze some more juice out of this. And I might have not had Fatu win the belt. I might have had LA squeeze it out at the end and been like, good try, kid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, damn, you're gonna go somewhere. But I get it. I don't mind him winning either. Like I said, it was a great moment. But yeah, this was the best match. The only complaint I have is that somebody's got to tell Jacob he's got fucking boogers in his goddamn beard half the time because he's got all this spittle and shit in it. It looks disgusting. And I'm waiting for the ref to say, "Yo, go like this, clean your shit up." But other than that, this was.
Wait till I come on with my boogers.
This was the up to this point, this is the best work match, and I thought these guys had incredible chemistry. So, like you said, you want to do something with LA Knight? I could see a long-term feud with these guys.
Hell yeah. What about you, Jelani? What'd you think?
It was a good match. It's really good. Jacob Fatu is he's got it. He's got what Jay does not have by himself. Jay does not have what Jacob Fatu has, which is the pop, the skills to back it up, and something about him. It's I don't know. I can't tell what it is. Maybe it's that big old butt. But he's got something about him that is like killing it. And he needs to keep working on that. He's young. He's very green in this industry. He's done indie work. He's done little things, but he is a beast. Once you get him on in that ring, in LA Knight, technically, I've never liked LA Knight. I've never got the appeal of LA Knight. I don't understand him. The Gio, that's all he got. Yeah, whatever that is, I don't get it. I ain't never got it. I don't understand it. But they did work well together. He's a good worker. He does what he needs to do. He's the spot guy that does the spots. He was a placeholder for that belt anyway. He felt like, I mean, he got that belt because he got his yeet. He got his yeet there for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But it's not enough. It's not enough for LA Knight. It's a lot for Jacob Fatu. And Jacob Fatu doesn't, and you're right. I do believe he needed to lose that fight and squeak it out so he can.
Because he doesn't need the belt right now. He's super popular. LA, this could be something big for him to catapult. Like they can both come out of this looking like $1 million,
right?
Especially with that chemistry, right? You know what I mean?
And they work well together. So it was a good match. This was a very, as you said, Fable, it's a very technical match. It's the first one that looked like a wrestling match all night, and it's impressive that they got this far to see a title change like that. With two guys you didn't expect that were going to be at WrestleMania, and they were at WrestleMania, and they did a great job. So I like that match as well. It was a very good match, very solid.
Hell yeah! What about you, bro, Joe?
Transition match. Transition. Look, they wanted to pump up Fatu. Yeah, I get it. The werewolf. I mean, he's going places. But what's next for LA Knight? I see the Intercontinental Champion moving up the ladder to get to a world championship reign. You know, pump your people up, and let's see how much merchandise we can sell.
Yeah.
So you know, I can see it just part of transitioning to other matches and move. Yes, I can see where Fable says, let him go for his rematch. Everybody gets a rematch if they want it. He loses the rematch.
Let's cut this shit out.
Let's go to the rematch, and then I lose, and then I go for the Intercontinental belt. Bam.
Hell yeah.
Look,
what about you?
Who's got the Intercontinental belt, by the way?
We'll get to that. Probably the damn biggest pop of night too, man. What about you, Big Herm? What'd you think about that match?
Man, I agree with Jacob Fatu, man. The reason why, like, Solo just didn't work. Like his whole feud with Roman Reigns and stuff like that, and they tried with him. He just didn't have the energy that Jacob Fatu has. Jacob Fatu has that energy. That's what it is. He has that all that energy build up and stuff like that. He sells being a monster. Solo was the what do you call that? The right hand man for Roman Reigns, and it worked, you know. But being his own man and stuff like that and trying to take over, it just didn't work for him. But someone like Jacob Fatu with that energy, looking like with the boogers, like Fable said, that's a monster. That's a monster. You know, you're not supposed to like him. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be like, oh no, he's destroying my baby face. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it worked with him. You know what I mean? That's why we saw it. We're like, oh, this guy's pretty damn good. You know what I mean? So I enjoyed it. I agree that to this point, this was the best match. And LA Knight, yeah, since TNA, he's been good. He's since TNA, and a lot that came from the red button. You know about the red button, the easy button? He used to tap on his promos on TNA and tap. He'd be like, yeah. And one day he was doing it, and it caught up with the fans. He just kept doing it. Yeah, Yeah, so that's where that was born. And
Of course,
he's
TNA.
been
Why
working
not?
for years with TNA to get where he's at here and having a championship with Jacob Fatu and stuff like that. So I'm proud of him. I'm LA Knight fan. I've been an LA Knight fan for a while, but these guys here know I love LA Knight. So he, like you guys are saying, he doesn't really need the championship right now. He's won a few of them. He needs that big championship eventually. But I'm okay with Jacob Fatu winning it. You know what I mean? He's got it, so he deserves it. And LA Knight will be all right. And they could have matches and feuds with other people until they're ready to give him the rocket ship so he can win the championship. And stuff like that. They don't need to do it right now. You have too much going on with the championship title right now, with all these people and all that, and all the big with Cena, the year and all that. So I think eventually, stay healthy, LA Knight. I think he either wins the Royal Rumble or ends up being in that spot next year, because I think he's that good. And I enjoyed this match. Best match so far we talked about. So yeah.
All right. And then how do you follow that up? How about El Grande Americano and Rey Fenix? So now this was initially going to be Rey Mysterio. He got hurt on SmackDown. They announced in the pre-show that Rey Fenix was going to do it. And this was my big shocker. I definitely thought that Chad Gable, oh my bad, allegedly Chad Gable was going to lose and get unmatched and just kind of wrap up this thing, right?
Yeah.
Because there's some problematic areas to this story, you know, that people have been kind of criticizing the WWE for. But man, I'm going to tell you this. That match was fucking dope. Like, I was really surprised at how much I loved that match. Rey Fenix doing that thing where he jumped up on the top rope and like kicked. Of course, he hurt his foot because the dude's got cheating metal plate in his forehead. But that shit, I was really surprised at how much I enjoyed this match. And this could have easily been a Raw match, right? It didn't need to be at WrestleMania. The buildup was interesting enough, I guess, but it kind of felt like just a TV match. But I did fucking love it. And Chris, I think you're wrong. I bet it is Chad Gable. But I don't know. Let's start with Herm this time. Herm, what'd you think about the El Grande Americano match?
Who's this Chad Gable guy? He was in a store just yesterday talking about like being upset not being in the WrestleMania card. I agree with it. He should have wrestled in, he should have fought the Americano, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? He was nowhere to be found. And Grande Americano came in there, did his thing. You know what I mean? He cheated a little bit, but we let that slide. You know what I mean? And I'm a little disappointed it wasn't Rey Mysterio. I understand he got hurt. That would have been an awesome match, but it still was a good match. You know what I mean? I was just laughing the whole way in the back chat with these guys and stuff like that. We had a blast with this guy. How do you not love this man? You know what I mean? So I hope he keeps it up. You know what I mean? He didn't look kind of green for being a new guy. He looked pretty good. He was pretty good out there for a new guy. So you know what I mean? Keep it up, man. And maybe we'll get that dream match with him and Chad Gable. Those two guys together. You never know, one day you might see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we just might. What about you, Delaney? What did you think?
I liked it a lot. I think that Rey Fenix is going to be great in WWE. He and Penta need to be the Lucha Brothers again. I really want to see them hold some tag gold. I really want them to work on it. Brother Joe has returned, or is it Brother Joe? It feels. My one problem with the entire match is that Chad Gable is underused, and the fact that he wasn't in this match, B, he's such a talented wrestler, and they just keep screwing that guy over, like right and left, like he can't catch a break, and. You put him with a good gimmick. I think it's a funny gimmick. I think that as weird as it is for someone to be with a luchador kind of setup and be that thing. I was trying to remember the tag team when Christian and Edge did it. gosh, it was Los Conquistadors, I think, when they were Los Conquistadors, and you didn't know it wasn't Edge and Christian, but it still got over. Like those two got over well, so it can work. I like the whole thing, and I forgot about Mr. America. Oh God, fuck Hulk Hogan. I keep saying that, but yeah, fuck that guy. He's trash. And Mr. America, yeah, he is also a piece of shit. So fuck him too. But when you do masked people and you kind of sort of know who they are, kind of sort of, it's a good gimmick to have. And I think this was a great match. I still kind of feel that we're doing this. I think this is kind of what we're doing. Even though Ray was hurt, I still think that like somebody else from LWO could have popped up. But Ray Phoenix is a good replacement for it, but it was still this. So it was an okay match to me. I don't think it was terrible. It was certainly better than some of the matches on night 2. So I will give it that.
All right. What about you, Brother Joe?
I am a great Americano, and I'm challenging Grande Americano to his next match. Now I'll take my chancla and hit him in the head. I'll knock his ass out.
Chanclas? That would be awesome, dude.
Yes, do it. Do it.
Hell yeah.
Do it.
All right, Mike, what are your thoughts?
I have been enjoying Large American. It's been a pleasure to watch. I think it's funny because we all know that they're saying that
You're cutting in and out.
Yeah, my internet's been sucky here. They just
That's exactly what she said.
Ouch.
Okay, T-Pain. All right, Fable, what about you, man? What did you think?
All right. El Grande Americano is my favorite new wrestler. I don't know why you're talking about Chad Gable, but El Grande Americano, I love him. But let's just say he was Chad Gable. Let's just say he was. One thing Chad Gable is really freaking good at, and the reason why they put him in a lot of these matches is because he is great enhancement talent. He's the kind of guy that you want green people to go after, new people to go after. He works very well with luchadors, which is very hard for them to transition from the lucha style to the WWE style. Not everybody can be Rey Mysterio. A good person for Rey Mysterio to work with was Kurt Angle, right?
Yeah.
And this is the same kind of thing going on here. But, you know, forget Chad Gable. El Grande Americano. That's the man. And Ray Phoenix is awesome too, dude. I got to agree. This was the second A+ match of the night, right after the first one. So perfect back-to-backs. But I do agree with Robbie. This, even as good as this was a SmackDown match. It's not a WrestleMania thing, only because there's no story, there's nothing going on. So what Jelani said, the action figure thing. You know what I mean?
My question is, in the long run, like the Bella twins, does Chad have a younger brother somewhere where he could, you know, switch in and out and like, here's El Grande and here's mine, Chad Gable. Look, I'm not the same guy.
That's like Ezekiel and Elias.
Yes.
Pretty the same thing.
Wait, that was the same guy?
No, they were brothers, man. What shaved his beard off? What are you talking about?
It almost broke my heart here. Almost like telling me Santa Claus isn't real or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
No, son, they're twins. They were twins.
Hey, I can see it.
All right. Next up, the WWE Women's Championship match in which we saw Tiffy. It was Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton defeating Charlotte Flair. This was a weird match. And why it was so weird is because there are times in this match where I was like, they're really fucking knocking the shit out of each other. And I don't know if it was a work. Nobody really knows all that shit. You know, like, why is Kaiser in my DMs? You're going to be just like your marriages. What are you, 0-3? Like, they were kind of coming at each other. Charlotte's been awkward since she's been back. right? She's
Charlotte's
never
been
had the crowd
period.
support. And I do believe, because I've seen some stuff, and I do think that maybe their initial intent was that this would be an ongoing feud, and like Tiffy could lose this one and then do like a 2 out of 3 type thing. But I think they were like, you know what? This shit's becoming a train wreck. We just got to let it end. Let Tiffy win. Get her fucking moment. She acts like she didn't get her tooth knocked out, but she fucking did, dude. She put on some veneers for that post-game show because her shit was chipped as fuck, dude. But what's crazy is that as awkward and as clunky as the match was, I kind of really enjoyed it. Like, because of that. Like, it's still real to me, damn it. It felt real to me. You know, I don't know, man. I kind of liked it. And it's been more of that. I've gone more into it after the fact. Like, at the time, we were like, man, this match is rough, man. This match is rough. But then after, like, days have gone by, and I keep thinking, man, I think I might want to watch that one again. Like, I kind of liked it. What about you, Fable? What'd you think?
I agree with you. This was really rough. This was a real botch fest. Tiffy is still a little green, in my opinion, and Charlotte didn't have enough patience. There was some animosity in this, and you can tell. Charlotte beat the shit out of Tiffy, point blank. Period. She beat the crap out of her. And let's not get anything mistaken here. Charlotte Flair is one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time. She is. The shit she did with Sasha Banks and Bayley and the man in NXT and all the way up through, she is fantastic. But I agree. Since coming back, there's something off about her. There's something awkward about her.
It's a face. It's a face.
Yeah, maybe too much plastic surgery, maybe too much Botox. Whatever it is, she needs to have that patience that like Seth Rollins has for CM Punk. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a real rivalry, there was a real hatred there at one point. But those two men learned how to put business first, and we're getting great results out of it. And somebody needs to sit Charlotte down and say, "Hey, listen, you know, I know you hate this chick, but something's got to give. You know, you were trying to push her. You were there once in this spot." And Tiffy gotta learn her role and shut her mouth sometimes, because you'll get your fucking teeth knocked out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was a little rough, but yeah, I agree, Robbie, to an extent. Some personal issues doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. It's wrestling. We've done this before, so yeah, it was all right. It was rough.
All right, what about you, Big Herm? What'd you think?
I'm a Tiffy fan. You know what I'm saying? It's Tiffy time. When she comes out, I'm pretty hyped for her. But I agree with Fable. Charlotte's greatest wrestler, period. One of the greatest wrestlers of all time already. She's excellent. In that ring, very excellent. So when she came back and she didn't deserve the boos or something like that. Oh, they gave her the Royal Rumble win. That happens. The legend comes back, they give him the Royal Rumble win. It happens. You know what I mean? Yeah, they really beat the crap out of each other. I did see the two. I'm glad you said something, Robbie. I was like, did I just see what I just saw? I was like,
and the knot on her forehead. You see that burn on her forehead? I was crazy.
I was like, oh shit. So yeah, they really didn't like each other. That reminded me a little bit of Matt Hardy and Edge. You know what I mean? When they were fighting, and then they were actually fighting. They were actually beating the crap out of each other. It's probably pretty much what you saw in this match. You know what I mean? And it was clunky. It was a mess, but I freaking loved it. You know what I mean? I was just like, yeah, give me some more of this. I don't want them to really hurt each other like that. You know what I mean? I understand, like, but yeah, it was that. Charlotte, it's good she didn't win. I was hoping they didn't give her the championship. She doesn't need it. She had it a bunch of times. Maybe one day they'll give it to her again. But Tiffy, they, like Fable said, they're trying to bring her up more and more, and she's getting there. She's not quite there yet, but yeah, man, I thought it was a blast. I had a blast with this match, and yeah, they really do need to patch that up, and if they're gonna have more matches in the future, they gotta be a little professional. You know what I mean? But we'll see. Maybe this is the match that did it for them. They got everything they needed to get out of the way, and they could do business afterwards. But for us fans, that was awesome. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
So, yeah.
Brother Joe, any thoughts on the Charlotte and Tiffy match?
Yes, sir. It's all about, at the end of the day, it's all about making money. So even though she's my queen, she didn't want to, when the powers that be say, you're losing tonight, she didn't want to do it. She said, okay, but I'm giving one hell of a fight because I hate to lose. But the powers that be say, look, you're losing, so you get a chance at the title again, but we're giving Cena the title tonight, so we can't have 2 title changes. So you're losing tonight. And she said, what the fuck? I never lose, but the powers that be say you are losing. So, okay, let's do it. I'll beat her ass, but I'm taking the 3 count.
Well said, Brother Joe. What about you, Jelani? I know you got some thoughts.
This is the battle of the weird bodies. Both of them got weird bodies. It was odd to look at. I never got the appeal of Tiffany Stratton. She needs more time to season.
Yep.
More seasoning. She needs a lot more like mic skills and things like that. Don't get things shaken when someone else gets shaken. Charlotte Flair is going to be unprofessional no matter what. You're going to have that. The 4 horsewomen, by the way, are the most powerful freaking force in NXT next to the freaking Shield. Like, as far as cohesiveness, as far as technicality, as far as the finest set of women wrestlers you will ever see. Ever. Because you ain't going to get that again. You got a few people that are here and there, but you ain't going to see them for work like they worked in Black and Gold. Black and Gold NXT, that's fire. That's saved.
That shit was crazy.
That shit saved wrestling because that wasn't Vince. That was Triple H.
Well, that shit killed the Divas. That shit killed the Divas.
Killed the Divas division.
That Divas shit was done once those girls came. Yeah.
Yep. AJ started the revolution, and they finished it. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things where you have to see that. You can't deny it. So Charlotte Flair, yes, Charlotte Flair is a legend, but she is a legend because of a lot of different reasons. And of course, one of them is her dad.
She learned.
Yeah, she does. She's awesome.
She learned how to be dirty.
Yeah, I get it. She dirty too, but she does. The thing is, she wants to come in here as a face. Girl, you can't come back in, win the Rumble, and automatically be handed the title. No, baby. That's not how that works, baby. No, you got to earn it just like you did before. I remember meeting Charlotte Flair. I met all the 4 horsewomen. But Charlotte seemed to be and this was when she was with Paige, and I forgot the other person that was in their little 3 group before Paige left, or Paige got hurt. She was Paige didn't show up that night, but we saw Charlotte, and Charlotte was humble. Charlotte was grounded. She was a good person. Like, she was
Emma?
Kids.
You talking about Emma?
Emma? It was probably Emma. Yeah.
She was really good. She was really good.
They were really good together. And
it was
Charlotte
Becky.
worked well, but that was when was it Becky? Was it Becky? Yeah, man, Becky's awesome too. Of the group, Becky's the best.
PCB was the group.
PCB.
Paige, Charlotte, Becky.
That's what it was. And Paige wasn't there the night we went because Paige was too big for her own britches at the time. Yeah. But Charlotte was great and
her britches were doing something.
No, yeah, she was doing a lot of britches. She was doing a lot of stuff for that title. You know, it is what it is. But I thought it was a good match. I thought it was a good fighting competition between 2 people. Now, they did botch a lot, and it was real generated nuclear heat. I really wish that WWE would have played up that husband, all that shoot shit. All the shoot shit that they said, they should have played that shit up. I wouldn't have hit it. I mean, why put it on Raw? Why put it on Raw and then censor it? What are you, stupid? Keep that on Raw or SmackDown or wherever the hell it happened. I don't even watch them anymore because it's hard to find them, and I do shows. But it's something about the promo. You gotta have a promo, and you had nuclear heat. You found generated nuclear heat between two people and didn't play it up enough. And then it turned once again into this. And we did this because we had nuclear heat and didn't use it to our advantage. So now it's just this, and we beating the hell out of each other. So that's what I think about that match. It was good, but I think they both got weird bodies.
When I ran the streets, I was at a wrestling show and met Ric Flair. He told me to go to hell. I went to a wrestling show and I met Charlotte Flair, and she was so sweet. That's the minute I fell in love with her. Bam.
It was very sweet.
All right. What about you, Mike? What do you think about the match?
Can you hear me? Is my audio good?
It's in and out.
Good-ish. Now you're frozen.
Okay. Well, I'm not. I'm in my car, so.
Oh, I couldn't tell.
And still working.
Yeah. I think they did use this nuclear heat very well for what it was. Charlotte went off script and Tiffany got a little flustered because like she's used to doing it a certain way, and Charlotte's coming in with an old school way, and just she was not ready for it, and it's just
she did that crap to Becky when she dropped the
Charlotte has the. Right now, Charlotte Dominic has the "we boo you because it's fun to boo you" heat. Charlotte has the "go home, we don't want you" heat. So she needs to become humble, take a bunch of losses, and just almost like be a teacher and being like trying to be helpful, and just a complete character 180, because nobody, she could be the biggest babyface that WWE has women wise, but it's gonna take some work for her to do. I don't think she can do it personally, because of her own ego that she has to do it the way that she wants to do it.
Nepotism ego too, being a nepo baby.
So I mean, it's you can be a Flair and still be cool, because remember, she's almost, well, not really. I was going to compare her to Evolution, Ric Flair. I don't know if you remember the story behind that, when Triple H was just like, Ric Flair's in the back. He has lost his self-confidence, feels like nobody belongs, and Triple H just brought him in and made him relevant again. And it's because he had to surrender his ego, and I think that's what Charlotte needs.
Mike.
That's where we got woos. We got woos across the building where the W started and the O was behind it. That's how many woos that man got during Evolution.
Mike, interesting backstory. Who would you build as your next four horsemen for Charlotte? Would she come out with a women's four horsemen, tag teams and stuff?
No. She would need to. She just needs to get in there, and she needs to go for. She needs to put over the younger talent. She needs to sell the injury. She needs to sell that she's lose. People are going to cheer. People are going to cheer that she's lost a step because she's got the knee injury, and people are going to cheer that and celebrate that and be like, yeah, good for you. But eventually, you're going to feel sympathy for it some way or another. And then once that hits, but it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. She's just going to have to get in there and just get spanked by a bunch of people and just lose.
It's hard for me to see her humble. It's hard for me to see her humbleized.
But that's what her character needs, and I don't know. It's just she's the. We were talking about it. The thing is, she's a relic of the past almost. She's older, she's a completely different generation, and it's just like she can be like, man, I just can't compete against this. Like, if she can't compete against, gets that self-doubt about, like, I can't compete against these younger girls, and I'm getting passed up, and I don't have what Becky has, because Becky just has that it factor. And so it's just like, where she's almost to the point of like wanting to give up, but then like, no, don't give up. Like, that's all it is. That's all it is. But like I said, that would take some time. I mean, that is like losing every single. She's got to be in every single pay-per-view and just lose for a straight year.
All right. Here we are,
Sorry.
finally at the main event of night one. Can y'all guys believe I thought this would be a 2-hour show? Get the fuck out
Oh
of here.
no way!
Hell.
You're talking about WrestleMania. WrestleMania.
I didn't realize I should have formatted this differently. Let's see. We got the men's triple threat match, best match of the night. Might be my favorite match in all of WrestleMania for 41. You know, for both nights. I loved it. I really thought CM Punk was going to win. I thought they were going to do that and let him have his main event and his win. But I love what they did. I love that Seth Rollins comes out dressed as Jesus on the night before Easter, right? I loved Roman. I loved Punk. I loved the turn at the end. Paul Heyman betrays CM Punk and Roman Reigns, sides with Seth Rollins. And y'all, I am so freaking excited. I loved the match. I thought it was amazing. It was just everybody doing their moves, right? But there was a sequence even when you got, you got everybody doing their moves like back to back, man. It was just like so perfect. I thought it was great. These three dudes know what the hell they're doing, and it's obvious. Mike, what'd you think about it? Jelani, what'd you think about it?
I love that match. That was the match of the night. That was the fire that I needed in my belly. It's cool. It was one of the finest things that ever happened in wrestling. Like you kind of saw it coming, but at the same time you didn't. So I really liked Roman Reigns in this. Roman Reigns looked strong. In fact, it made all three men look strong. Seth Rollins I thought he was underappreciated in the Shield. I thought he was the lesser in the Shield until he did the chair turn. And the chair still hurts me to this day. To this day! The Shield, I was like to say, they just had a humongous win. A triple threat match for the fucking ages. And they turn on him. They turn on Dean. He turns on Roman. It hurt my heart. I was like, y'all don't break up. Please don't do this. I thought it was going to be Dean. I thought Dean was going to be the one to do it. But it was Seth. And Seth they kept saying he was the architect. You got to watch him. He's the one that formed the Shield, allegedly. You know, and that's how it works. But he's such a thinker. He's such a heel anyway. You shouldn't trust Seth Rollins with anything. You can't even trust Seth Rollins with your girl. And he got Becky. So it's one of those things where he's gonna turn on you, and he turned on you with the best way possible. He struck at the heart of these two men with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman, listen, that's better than the title. If you have Paul Heyman in your corner doing anything for you, you got better than belts. All you got to do is sit there and collect them, because Heyman is a force of nature. And I'm glad he is the way he is. He's one of the greatest talents to ever grace wrestling. I can see it now. I hated Paul Heyman at the beginning with his stupid and his cockiness and his dumbassiness. I didn't watch him in WCW when he was in the Dangerous Alliance.
Yeah.
I didn't see him then, but he is such a force. And the fact that he built up Brock Lesnar, the fact he built Roman Reigns from nothing.
ECW.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
he developed a lot of talent. Bischoff fucked up. Bischoff fucked up when he fired him, when he beefed him. That was just stupid on his part. But because he's such a prize, these three men wanted him. CM Punk, I didn't like CM Punk for a number of years until the pipe bomb. The pipe bomb is one of the greatest speeches, the greatest call outs in history in its self-fulfilling prophecy. It is one of the greatest promos ever cut. And the fact that I saw it at a time years after the Summer of Punk, because I hated CM Punk. I just could not stand his arrogance. But the fact he did that pipe bomb and I never saw it until years later and appreciated it, and it made sense. I was like, damn, CM Punk, what the hell, man? You a bad motherfucker. He was. And he went to AEW and fucked it all up. And I got back into wrestling. And especially AEW when CM Punk came back. I almost shed a tear. That motherfucker came in there and that room was stunted. It was gorgeous. And the fact that he has his mic skills are so powerful when he actually gets in there to talk. He doesn't need Heyman anymore. Roman Reigns became the greatest guy ever to wrestle. And he didn't need Paul Heyman anymore. He got the bloodline. He was acknowledged. He became the tribal chief again with Paul Heyman's help. He didn't need Paul Heyman. And that whole build up to that is perfect. So now Seth has Paul Heyman. I want to see what happens next. I want to see more of this. I'm done.
All right, Mike, you back?
Yeah, I never left. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I thought Paul Heyman was not necessarily he's a voice for the people that can't speak that well, but mostly he's the politic guy behind the scenes that pulls the strings to do the favors. So like he's still needed. Like Roman still needs him. Punk still needs him. Like once you're a Paul Heyman guy, you're a Paul Heyman guy. Sure. I think when they did the whole battle for Paul Heyman between Punk and Roman Reigns, and then they were like, well, Seth's got something too. It's just like, all right, like that's when it tipped me off that Seth win. And I thought the match was great. I thought like before the screwy finish, it was good. It was a lot of close calls, a lot of finishers. It's just like there's GTS, spear, Superman punch, stomp, pedigree. That what was it? That spear into the pedigree that him and Roman did. Oh, that's cinema right there. Like you can't. That was probably one of the best. That's what made that match was just their ability to work. And I think it's funny that like I think the whole Punk and Seth feud is. Like that's like for two people to work so well, like they're and to supposedly hate each other, like there is like that's pretty impressive for that. So I'm happy that Seth won. I like the repeat of the Shield. I like the like just here's the chair. Like I knew it was something against the Paul, and I thought it was great. There's some YouTube or Instagram, TikTok clips of that match, and a lot of it's like Paul Heyman. And if you have time, go watch those. That's great because Paul is doing what he does best outside of the ring, which you cannot see on camera, but it's just making the show better for the audience. Mm-hmm. Because it's just these little things that he does to get ready for it. So, but yeah, great match. Definitely the best match of night 1 and night 2.
Cool. What about you, Brother Joe?
Oh man, that match was amazing because through the years growing up watching wrestling, I have a son by the name of You're That One Guy Miles. So on occasions he watches the shows with me and stuff when he has time when he critiques them. And he's the one guy that told me that Paul was going to jump to Seth Rollins. He told me that before the match. And I texted before we watched the match to my boys. And I don't know if they believe me or not, but it actually happened. And so, if you understand the matches, understand the shows, you understand the progress of the writers, the creators, you see how things develop. So who is he going to go with? He had already been Roman's counselor. He'd already ran with Punk in ECW. So what's next? Now, is he going to stay with Seth Rollins or what's going to happen with him now? I mean, is there a battle over Paul coming up, or what's the deal?
I don't know. But Braun Breaker's involved now. I'll tell you that much. That's pretty freaking cool. What about
Real
you, Herm?
quick,
What do
I
you
was
think
just
about
going
the
to say
triple
one.
threat? Go ahead.
I was going to say real quick, if you go back and watch an old Cody promo about everybody leaving him, about everybody leaving Roman, Roman is basically a king without a country. And it'll be interesting to see what he does.
Word. Yeah. On his own. That's going to be cool. What about you, Big Herm? What do you think about that triple threat? I bet you loved it.
Hell yeah, man. That's drama right there. That's WWE right there. WWF, whatever you want to call it. That match was it right there. You know what I mean? That you saw these three guys who are future Hall of Famers, all done it all already. You know what I mean? And it's funny because Brother Joe was saying that in the chats. I had a friend at work tell me that particular day, that morning, oh, yo, Paul Heyman's going with Seth Rollins. I'm like, you think that'll happen? And he's like, yeah. So when that happened, he hit me up. See, I told you. That excitement that people brings, that you can have that excitement still with these three guys. You know they're doing good. You know what I mean? You know, like, wow, these guys still got it, man. There's a reason why they have this match. The reason why they put them in the main event. You know what I mean? And I was just like blown away, even though I already knew they were great. You know what I mean? And then to have Seth Rollins, which I love Seth Rollins so much. You know what I mean? I always like protecting him. And
he's come a long way.
He always reinvents himself. He always, you know what I mean? Like, he was the odd man of that Shield. Like, everybody would think about Dean Ambrose. Oh, he's the thing. And then Roman Reigns, the future babyface and all that. But he was, Seth Rollins was the one, like, people didn't talk about too much. And they didn't remember his NXT days and stuff like that until he did that tear shot, which he was the right man to do it. It catapulted him up there to what he is. And to him do that would be a Paul Heyman guy now. And I loved it. I loved the whole thing. I ate it all up, man. I ate it all up. And yeah, man, it was so great. For Punk, like, a lot of people thought he was gonna win. I didn't think he was gonna win because I didn't think he really cared about winning or losing. He just really wanted to be in that match, and he was very grumpy about it. You know what I mean? Me and Fable talked about this in the past. We got it a little bit heated over the whole thing, but you know, we're friends still. See, we're friends still, but we're brothers. But CM Punk, I watched him win the Money in the Bank at WrestleMania 24, so I did like him. You know what I mean? I did like him. He was really good. I always, no matter how I felt about him, because I did have some, I really disliked him at one point. I always, and Fable knows, I told him too, he's better. WWE is better when he's in it. You know what I mean? He's very talented. I think he lost a step though. I think he's not as great in the ring as he used to, but he doesn't have to be. You know what I mean? He's still great. And to have him do that and be happy with that, and know that out of these three men, Seth Rollins probably needed it again. You know what I mean? Because he's done so much in there, and people like forgot how good he is. You know what I mean? They kind of forget. You get lost in the sauce, or lost. That's not the right word, but you guys know what I mean. The fact that he made him do that and be the Paul Heyman guy, it put him right back and reminded people, oh, this motherfucker is good, bro. You know what I mean? So I was happy. I'm a Rollins guy. I got a bunch of Rollins shirt and stuff like that. So, man, all for that main event. Love it. I don't want to go forever. We got other matches to talk about, but that was awesome. You know what I mean? I love it.
Are we still on Saturday night?
Yes, we are. The hubris of me thinking that we were going to just get right through this. What about you, Fable? What do you think about that triple threat?
Oh, definitely the best match of the night. A great way to close out night one of WrestleMania 41. These three gentlemen these three gentlemen showed the world that why they are the three top guys in all of wrestling. Roman Reigns is the he's like John Cena 2.0, right? Roman Reigns does everything that John Cena does, but better. Seth Rollins, technical master. CM Punk, Mike Destroyer, right? These guys are the best in the business, and they proved it in this match. They know how to read a crowd, get a crowd into it, and even if you thought Paul Heyman was going to go with Seth Rollins, it didn't matter. It was still they still know how to push the buttons and get everybody guessing all the way until the end. And Paul E. Heyman is the greatest heel manager of all time. Let's get this right. It was Bobby the Brain Heenan for many, many years, but now Paul Lee has taken that crown, and especially last night, he let you know why he is the top mind in all of wrestling. And let's get another thing straight. All three of these guys have always been Paul Heyman guys. All three of them, even Seth Rollins, because remember, Paul Heyman is the one who brought CM Punk up when nobody believed in CM Punk. And when CM Punk needed a shield to protect him, who would he get? Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. And
Dean Ambrose.
Dean Ambrose.
The Mox.
Right? So it makes total sense that everybody gets a Paul Lee moment in that group. You know what I'm saying? If Dean Ambrose was still there, he would have had that moment as well. These are the four best in the business, and they proved it last night. Outside of Cody Rhodes and a few other guys, this is the best, and this is why. And it was a great swerve, and I loved the whole Paul Heyman. Look at Seth, hit him with the chair, I was like, oh yeah, and he even got me, man. He got me. I thought he was gonna swerve on both of them, but even I was guessing till the end. So fantastic end to night one.
Did his job. Nice.
Yeah. So, okay. Now we finally reached the end of night one. So, all right. Eddie says, Robbie, you going to do night two next Wednesday? Well, here's the thing, man. I can't be here for another 2 hours. I got something planned. And I know that y'all can't be here for another 2 hours. So I want to put it up to y'all. Do y'all want to try to blaze through night two, or do you want to reconvene? And at a later date, we'll figure out a time we can all be back and cover night two on its own and give it the shine that we think it might deserve. What do y'all think?
If you don't do it before Friday, no.
I don't know, man. I guess we could glaze over it, right? Because SmackDown is Friday.
Yep. Let's go ahead and do it because we got to get to Cena. We got to talk about Cena, god dang it.
I mean, I got to kind of jump off myself. I could give you like my rough 1 minute takes on each match.
Night one as a whole. Each one of us do night one as a whole.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. I think.
Favorite match, your favorite match, your least favorite match. That's it.
Yeah, we can.
All right, that sounds good to me. Mike, do you want to kick us off? I can't even see you anymore, man. You still there?
Well, let me, if you don't mind, let me kick it because I really got to bounce out.
Yeah, Fable, go ahead.
Triple threat match, Io Sky. Awesome freaking way to kick off night two. She deserves it. Io Sky is one of the best out there. Dominic Mysterio freaking winning. This is the rocket that brother needed to become or will become one of the greatest heels in WWE going forward. Fuck Becky Lynch. I call her Becky Hogan. Fuck her. Yep. I don't like her coming in and winning. Talking about Charlotte coming in and winning. Fuck Becky Lynch. Fuck the man. Anyway.
Yep.
I know I'm gonna piss somebody off.
I love her, but you ain't wrong.
I thought we were friends.
She did it with Bianca too. I get it.
I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. This is a good way to get his career off of the floor, get him in through the door in WWE. Randy Orton did the favors for him, even though he beat his ass. I enjoyed that. Stone Cold. I think you should stop driving ATVs. You almost killed somebody fucking Sunday night.
Maybe a few less beers before he gets on that damn thing, probably.
Drew McIntyre. We need to build that monster heel back up because Drew McIntyre is an amazing heel and he's a great opponent for any champion. So, you know, he's been taking some losses. This is a great way for him to come back and become a monster heel again. Logan Paul, for as much shit as people talk, I know you hate him, Rockin' Robbie. Logan Paul, if he can stick to a schedule and he could become a full-time star, which I think he is, he feels like he's committed, he will be another great heel for the future of WWE going forward. And I'm not mad that John Cena won his 17. I'm actually very happy that he won 17. I just fucking think that The Rock fucked it up by not being there. I think Travis Scott is a fucking piece of shit that doesn't need to be anywhere near a ring. But I am happy for John Cena. Can't wait to see what's going forward. So yeah, that's my glaze over on night 2.
Hell yeah. I like that. I like that. Mike, I know you got work tonight, right? So you want to go next?
Yeah. The Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Bianca match was great. That was probably, I don't know, that's like between the 4-way and that one, it's hard to tell which one is the best match of those two. Really liked how everybody got to shine in that match. Really good, really cool finisher. I like that Io won, even though I thought Bianca was going to win because she's undefeated at Mania. The Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental Championship, I think like everybody has been talking about it in the other wrestling shows of that, like it's fun to boo Dom, but I think Dom is looking at her face like a good fan right there. But it'll be interesting to see what he does. I'm kind of interested to see how he's going to pull everything off. It should be fun. It'll be a fun ride. It's interesting to see where Finn is going to go, and it's also good to see what Penta's going to do if they're going to move, like if he's just going to go to the tag team division. And Finn, it's going to be interesting to see. Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, that was just kind of a clunky thing that they threw together because the spot that they were going to do with the Rumble didn't work. So it kind of made no sense. And it was their thing was off camera. So I think it was just the whole thing could have been, the match was great, but I just think the storytelling was a bit of a misfire. That it happens. The Logan Paul match, I really wanted AJ Styles to win. I don't think I'm not a fan of Logan Paul, but I think he's a good athlete. And it is what it is. And I'm kind of interested to see where this is going with the AJ style and Karrion Kross. If this is, like I said, it's the beginning of a feud. It's just weird to see your feud begin at WrestleMania. But yeah, so interested to see where that goes. Busted Open Radio had Joe Hendry on there, and the clips are put around the socials, so I'm sure we've seen it. He took the RKO because that was his acceptance. That was the hazing. And for Randy Orton to do his little move, Joe Henry's move at the end, that's saying something. So Joe Hendry, he was in NXT, got released, went to TNA, has just blown up, and he's the future of the industry also. So I'm really excited to see what happens to him and see where direction he goes. I still don't know who had the biggest pop between Joe Hendry or Dom winning the Intercontinental Championship. Those are two biggest pops for night 1 and night 2. I really like Lyra Valkyria. I think she's doing great with her run as Intercontinental Champ in the women's side. Her matches are solid. She's a great competitor. I understand why they put that title on her because she is a workhorse. Becky coming back was huge, but I still think getting Bayley out of the picture was kind of a snub, but I prefer Becky. Or I preferred Bailey. The second match, the Cena winning, it's fine. It happens. It was just a sluggish old school match. The whole point was everybody says Cena can't wrestle, so he's just like, all right. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's why I had a blast. And I think the match came off as a big pile of shit. But I mean, it's getting there. They're going to build to something. I'm sure Cena will have a moment of redemption in November, December. So, or he'll, meet CM Punk at SummerSlam, so they can do that match all over again. So, other than that, like it was after the AJ style. The first four matches are solid. Then after the AJ Styles match, the card kind of fell apart. So, but I'm starting to appreciate the AJ Styles Logan Paul match a little bit more for the story that they're trying to tell. That's it.
Okay. Heck yeah. All right, Jelani, what are your thoughts on night 2?
Night 2 was not as good as night 1. I have my criticism with all of it, but night 2 is kind of like a slap in the face to wrestling fans in a lot of ways. The first match was great. Io Sky deserved it. Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair are commended to be awesome wrestlers. They're fantastic. Nothing more can be said. That was one of the best matches of the night. Going to the Street Fire and Damian Priest, skip it, pass. I mean, and Drew taking the selfie is kind of funny, but that's about as far as it goes. I've never liked Drew McIntyre. He's just not liked him. It's just he thinks he's a champion and he's not. And Damian Priest was a champion as well, and he's not. He has no charisma. He just didn't have anything to pull him. So there was a weak fight to me. I liked him going through the tables and get Claymored into the chair. Those were kind of clean. I liked how he got his butt whooped, but like it's good to see Drew to get a win and like not lose it to CM Punk, to gloating over CM Punk. The Fatal 4-Way, of course, is to me the match of the night because Dominic Mysterio deserved it. Finn Balor is always going to be a ham and eggs jobber now. I realized it. I don't know what he did wrong. I don't know why he is not pushed more because Finn Balor had the best gimmick in all of wrestling, and they just really dropped the ball with him. Vince didn't know what to do with him with the demon angle, and then after that, after he got hurt with Seth Rollins doing that power bomb, which also ended Sting. Yeah, it's one of those things where that Dominic deserved it. Penta needs more time. Penta's style doesn't work well with WWE, so he's got to take more time to work with that. And Steiner, because I refuse to call him that other name, Steiner is a beast. And I'm glad now that I've seen Raw that the Dangerous Alliance may come back because he is going to be a force. He's already a force. He just needs to change his name back to Steiner. Joe Hendry, don't care. It's TNA. Who cares? The only person that came from TNA that I like is Jordan Grace. Everybody else is trash. Who gives a crap? Because Randy Orton. I mean, come on, y'all. That man's a specimen. Here's a piece of work, and I'm so glad he's fighting Cena. I'm so glad because like this is Cena's real last tour. I'm skipping ahead, but this is Cena's real tour. If Edge was here, he'd be fighting Cena somehow because those were the two longest. And Umaga should have been there, but he's dead. So rest in peace. But it is what it is. I really enjoyed that match a lot. Dominic deserves it. He needs it. And I'm glad he got it. And I know old girl's going to turn on him in a heartbeat. Logan Paul, AJ Styles set up for the Paul driver. That's all that match was. AJ Styles, ham and egg jobber. He jobs. And him and Karrion Kross come out on top because AJ's a jobber. AJ's been a jobber for a long time. If y'all haven't paid attention, he was TNA and he was a jobbing when he got to WWE. They gave him the championship once, but he's still a jobber. He eats chicken. He eats ham. He eats eggs. That's all he does for the living. He wakes up in the morning, eats those, loses battles. So that's all I got to say about that. The tag team match, I'm not a fan of Lyra Valkyria. I'm just not. She's okay. She's all right. Those wings just threw me off. When I saw her, I was like, I never heard of her, and I didn't pay attention to her in NXT. I know. She'll be a force. I get it. She will be a force. She needs 3 other people, so they'll be the new 4 horsewomen. She needs to be that, but I don't see it yet. Give her some time. That's why she's on NXT. Becky was evil. Becky Hogan was evil for that. I still love Becky. I really do. But she needs to quit coming to WrestleMania and taking folks' belts. That's what she did to Bianca. That's what she did the night after Raw. Night on Raw. She needs to quit doing that. She don't just like Charlotte. Quit injecting yourself like you just a legend and you gonna get in here and get it. No, you got once if you gone for a while, get that work. Get that work. Put them talents up like Bayley did. Bayley's a soldier. Y'all don't know how hard Bayley works. Bayley might be the best of the group just because of how humble she is. It took her forever to turn heel. And when she turned heel, she finally got over because she was a nice face and people were booing her. But she was fire. And that match was okay. And Liv Morgan's ass is just, she gorgeous, but she still got a weird body. It's weird. She's oddly shaped, just like Tiffany Stratton, just like what's the name? Jade. Woo, Jade. Woo. Oh, sorry. All right. Cena Rhodes. Old school match. No build up for real. They cut good promos, but The Rock was missing. You need to inject The Rock in everything you do if you're gonna show him up. If he's gonna show up, and he's been fucking with Cody since the last one. He was fucking with Cody since the last one. You telling me he wasn't supposed to be there? He is a selfish prick. Fuck Dwayne. He is a waste of time and effort. Now hold on. So I bought this figure from Chris Paul.
I'm right there with you, bro. I'm right there with you.
I bought this figure, man. I'm throwing this thing in the trash after Monday. After he got on Pat McAfee and at the damn fool and got up there and oh yeah, because Elimination Chamber sale matches. Oh, we can't do this. I decided to take a step back and let Cena and Cody shine. Shut the fuck up. You whispered some shit in Cody's ear and gave him a ring. Talking about that's his daddy's ring. Fuck you. Fuck all that storytelling you mean that they did from WrestleMania 40 to WrestleMania 41 and you don't show up, you a sorry sack of shit. Fuck you. John Cena deserves it. I've hated John Cena since John Cena has been face and pretending not to be heel or pretending to be a face all this time and finally just gave up, said, fuck it, fuck them kids. I'm really appreciative that he did it. This is the first time I've rooted for John Cena in almost over 22 years. And it's impressive to me that he is finally, embraced the fact that he is a dickhead after the years I've hated him. But he is, he's one of those people that just he deserved it, but Vince gave him more of a push than he needed. And he was like Hogan, burying people. He was like Triple H, burying people. Triple H got humble because heart things do make you humble. But Cena this time was great. Travis Scott, feet. Fuck you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You a waste of time. You a sorry sack of shit. You've always been a sack of shit. I don't know why you think you're a wrestler. I don't know how you paid your way into this, but fuck you, brother. You ain't shit.
Fuck Travis Scott.
He ain't shit. And he got people killed at concerts. Fuck him. And Cody Rhodes, this is the weakest showing for Cody Rhodes. Not that he deserved it, but he was a milquetoast champion. He was 100% weak ass after his story was completed. After the story completed, he should have been some hella bangers and wasn't. Forgettable one-note bangers that broke Kevin Owens' neck. So he deserved to get the treatment that he got in this match. It was boring, it was lackluster, but it was an old school drag out match that happened. And Cena deserved to win, but not in that way. And Rock should have been involved somehow. I should have seen a Rock bottom. I should have seen a people's elbow. I should have at least cut a promo on the Titantron and start some shit. So it distracts somebody to make Cena do something to him. It was just a match. It was just a boring match. The night one's main event was way better. They should have just put that one ahead of what this was. This should have been night one. And I'm out. Sorry about that.
Hell yeah. Brother Joe, what's your thoughts on night 2?
Right now, I'm watching AEW's Dynamite. And the Hurt Business is up there with MJF. That's my business. I want to promote the women's talent. I want to promote the women's talent from NXT all the way up to SmackDown and Raw because they're fantastic. And let the chips fall where they may. Now, I'm running out of power, guys, so station and have a good night.
Heck yeah. Thank you so much, Brother
Love
Joe.
you, brother. Love you.
Big Herm. Thoughts on night 2?
Yo, I was like, wow, these guys kept going and going. I was like, damn, I didn't think night 2 was that bad. But I guess well, there was people like I would go and see people, you know, in the media and stuff like that. Some people like night 1 better, some people like night 2 better. But you know, okay. But I enjoyed both nights. I thought both nights was great. WrestleMania, it lived up to it. It's kind of hard to do two shows for one WrestleMania, you know what I mean? But you know, the history had it that they were going too long just on the one night, so that's why they split to the 2, and it worked out for them. So I'm glad we have this now. Now they're doing that for SummerSlam, so it's pretty cool. Which is gonna be home in the MetLife. It's too expensive. Up seats up there is like $800. You know what I mean? Just sit up there and you can't see nothing. You know what I mean? But put that aside. The EOS guy, I should have went my gut feeling. Eventually I said Bianca. I thought Bianca would win, but in my gut, I thought EOS guy would win, and she's freaking phenomenal. I'm glad she won.
If she lost, it made her irrelevant. But yeah,
she needed to exactly. She needed to win more. I thought they were going to give it to Bianca because of her storyline. Maybe they continue that a little bit with the trio and stuff like that. But it made sense. Io Sky, like, have it win after the way they disrespected her, and then they show her no mind and show their face and all that. She wasn't having it, and she's a great performer, so she deserves the win. Great match. Drew McIntyre, I'm a Drew McIntyre guy. I've been since he was the chosen one and all that, and then he left, went and did his thing, and he came back. And he got his championship and stuff like that. I think he's a champion. He does have the mic skills. He can piss you off. And he's great. He's great in the ring. I mean, I don't know how people rate ring the way people are in the ring. People love the luchadors and people love all these different kind. If you're great in the ring, you're great in the ring, and he is. Priest, Puerto Rican brother, you know what I mean? I just didn't feel it with him lately, and I kind of agree with you. He's not really a champion. I'm glad he won it when he won it, but Drew McIntyre he deserved to win that match. Dominic, man, I knew he was gonna win it, and I've said this since the beginning. Oh, this is beautiful. They're gonna build him up. That genuine hate went from really hating the guy. And now they're just loving him, and they'll boo him just because, you know what I mean? Because you're supposed to do that. And for a while, he was the best heel in the business, you know what I mean? And he's loving it. He's learning. He's getting better and better, guys. He's really going hard and learning how to be in the ring and wrestle with these guys. And these guys are working with him and stuff like that. Beautiful. Glad he won that. Finn Balor did kind of fall off a little bit. I think it has a lot to do with he gets injured a lot, and they're afraid to give him that rocket, and it's sad because we all seen him in NXT. Some of us seen him in the Indies and stuff like that. One of the greatest wrestlers of all time, and that demon thing. Oh my god! Hopefully they can bring it back one day, because that was like seeing that live on NXT gave me goosebumps, man. It was so amazing. So hopefully we get some of that. Joe Henry, I didn't believe in Joe Henry, but I'm starting to. I don't know if I like that. You know, I don't know if I'm happy about that. I kind of blame Fable a little bit for that, but you know, I love you, Fable. But
I believe in Joe Hendry.
I thought it was great. I thought like this match didn't need to be long. This match, it's unfortunate we didn't get Kevin Owens. Another one.
That'd have been a beast.
To wrestle. Kevin Owens is freaking great, and it's sad to see him get hurt. So Randy Orton had picked Joe Henry. Like, he had a few people to choose from, and he actually the one that picked Joe Henry for that spot. So he kind of like helped him out, man. That was great for Joe Henry. Was freaking excited. And
Double
for
RKO in the pin.
Had their TNA championship out there. That was good for TNA and stuff like that. So I love that whole RKO, and then he kind of shaking his hand. Oh yeah, you're doing good. Yeah. And they RKO'd him again. That was great, man. Being a Randy Orton fan, you already know what was gonna happen. You were like, oh my god, he's gonna do it again. He's gonna do it again. He was phenomenal. So
Hear them voices.
I freaking love that. Next match, Logan Paul. I mean, I've been saying for a while. Outside of Dominic, he became that heel everybody hate for the wrong reasons, but he gets people to hate him. He gets the reaction. That's what you need, and people freaking really hate him. And he works hard. You see him; he works hard in that ring. He does pretty damn good, you know, for someone who not the experience these other guys do. And he is taking it serious. He said he was going to go full time. Hopefully, he does. And we'll get to see more of him in that way, because the reason why they put him there is because it works, and it worked for them. People might say, "Oh, you heard what the fuck you told me? You don't know wrestling," but it is what it is. You know what I mean? But Logan Paul, he did AJ Styles, legend since TNA, and then people didn't think he could do it. He went out across seas, won championships there. He came back over here in WWE. People didn't think he could do it here, and he did it here too. So AJ Styles, all-time talent too. He didn't really need a win in WrestleMania. And I think his career is almost over. Like, I think his contract is almost up. He might leave. So Jelaine, the jobber, that's a big word. The wrestlers don't like that.
He's a jobber.
I would call him, because he does help the talent. But
all he was there to do was take that pulverizer. That's it. And he did it. It was a sloppy mess. It was a sloppy mess. But it still happened. And he still jobs.
I guess. But he's one of the all-time greats. So he'll be in the Hall of Fame. He's great. AJ is one of my all-time favorites too.
He's just a job.
Amazing. And then the next night, Lady Valkyrie, you know, I didn't like her. I'm not saying I didn't like her, but she is really good, and I understand why they gave her the women's Intercontinental Championship. So I popped when I saw Becky Lynch come out. You know what I mean? That's my girl. Out of the 4 horsewomen, she's my favorite. Sasha Banks was that for a while, but then she started crying.
She trash.
Bitching and all that. It's just like, come on. And then now she leaves, and then now she's talking about, I don't want to be known as that person and stuff like that. Like, that's what brought you that money you're getting in AEW. You know what I'm saying? But that's another day we could talk about that. But I know everybody's hating what Becky did the next day. I kind of knew she was gonna turn heel on her. I didn't think they were gonna lose the belts the next day, because you know, me and Robbie love Liv. You know what I'm saying? Me and Robbie love our Liv. So you know what I'm saying? So that's the dirty girl. I love her since she started in NXT, and to her, and she was one of the ones that said, well, people say, oh, she can't wrestle, she can't do this. She work hard, and she's pretty damn good now. So, and she knows how to work out. She knows how to be a heel. She knows how to be a babyface. So, excellent. So I understood why they lost the championship. at WrestleMania because I was like, it made no sense. Why have her lose the championship when Dominic just won? We all wanted to see them both gloat together, you know.
Yeah.
And we ended up getting it anyway. But that was the only disappointment I had. I was like, all right, they're trying to move this. But then we saw why Becky turned on her the next day. Makes sense, you know what I mean? Whatever they're trying to do there, get Valkyrie over. But I enjoyed that match. I thought it was decent. You know what I mean? I Becky, she had me at hello. So, the last match, John Cena. You know what I mean? That's talk about since day one. Since day one, ruthless aggression. I was sold. I'm a fool. I like baby faces, stuff like that. And then when he turned into the Vanilla Ice kind of heel and all that, and he kept doing that and all that, and then of course he changed it to the baby face. That Delaney said he hated it for so many years.
Hated it. Anyways,
I'm John Cena. Me and my lady's John Cena, but you understand why. But I've been a fan of his since the beginning, and I'm so proud of him. 25 years, and like now he's doing what he wanted to do. The heel turn that he wanted. You know what I mean? The reason why he didn't turn heel before, he had the trunks. He was gonna change his whole thing, but he was making so much money for the company they didn't want to go there with him. You know what I mean? That's why that happened. But Cena did want to turn heel because he wanted to show people he was a heel. Like people forgot what he did when he became the evil rapper and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty proud of him for doing that. And anybody knows my love for Cody Rhodes. I think the road he took to get to where he's at and win the championship. Did he have a great title run? I thought he had a good title run. It says this is the world where everybody hates the heel, everybody hates the babyface, people love the heel, and I think that's what he got affected by that. But you want to say something, Fable?
No. You said people love the heel, hate the baby. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah,
I'm that
yeah.
guy.
So yeah. Understandable. You know what I'm saying? It is, but for me, it's so much easier to be a heel than be a babyface these days. Like if you're gonna be a babyface, you gotta sell that babyface and you gotta earn that shit. You know what I mean? That's probably problem with some of the other babyface right now.
Jay Uso.
But a great heel makes the baby face. He shines the baby face. He makes him who he is. So I gotta disagree a little bit. I think being a heel is very difficult.
I
catch it. You catch
to me, for some people, it comes. It's naturally they can be the heel, especially if you really are an asshole in real life. You can just do that on the screen, and you know what I mean. And a lot of these guys
be rather easy personally. So
yeah, I thought someone who's actually not like that in real life, they're actually baby faces in real life, and turn and can do the heel thing, are even more talented than the ones that actually are assholes and they can do it so easily. Maybe that's what it is for me, but I think this day and age being a babyface is rough. You know what I mean? Because people are gonna boo you, even though you're great. You know what I mean? People are gonna boo you because people love the heel. You know what I mean? Talk about the year of the heel, that right there, and my man Robbie got that right. Year of the heel, it's happening. You know what I mean? That's what people cheer for the heel. Now you see the Cena sucks thing is the opposite now. The men are going, let's go Cena, and the children and women are going, Cena sucks. It was the other way around, if you remember. You know what I mean? The other way around. Yeah, I've been in those crowds with the Cena shirt and the men, grown ass men yelling at me, Cena sucks. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, fuck you too. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? I didn't care. I wore my Cena stuff.
Cena sucks.
What happened? But I wore my, and when the Nexus stuff happened, the all Nexus stuff and all that, everybody had their Nexus shirt. I went to a WrestleMania party with people. Everybody had their Nexus shirt. I was the only one with the Cena shirt, and we ended up taking the picture. And I was the one in the middle with the Cena shirt, going like this. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way I am. You know what I mean? But I love to see. I've seen finally John Cena win number 17. Everybody talked about it. This is perfect. His final year. He won it in a heel fashion. I think eventually someone's going to put him in his place and he's going to end back to a babyface. You know what I'm saying? But for now, I'm loving it. I'm loving that he's not going to let anybody wrestle. And then, of course, Monday night, Randy Orton came out of nowhere. I thought that was going to be the last thing you see between his last match with Randy Orton. We might see it earlier. Who knows? But, yeah, man, overall, I love WrestleMania. I can't wait for next year already to see what happens. You know what I mean? And when you leave with that happiness and you want that next one, that's when you know you still love it. That's when you know, let's go. But now we got to see where they go afterwards, because I know that's what Brother Joe likes. What's next, man? What's next? We'll see. We'll see what's next. But Robbie, thank you for having me on here to do this. Finally doing this. This was awesome. And if maybe next time we'll split it up into 2 days or something like that. You know what I mean?
Next time we're just gonna reformat the whole goddamn thing. I mean, I think the match by match thing didn't quite work out the way I thought it would, but we'll definitely, if we do this again, and maybe we should do something for SummerSlam or something like that. I don't know if we need to do every PLE, you know, because
no,
do every single one.
Yeah. Rumble, SummerSlam, yeah.
Yeah, the big four, right?
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So, for my thoughts, and thank you for being here, Herm. Thank all of y'all for being here. Y'all are, you know, way more experts and knowledgeable about this shit than I am. You know, like I've been out of it for a long, long time, and so I really appreciate y'all's perspective.
I'm so happy you're back, though, man. This is awesome.
We'll see how long they can keep me hooked in, but right now I'm hooked in, man. So all in all, this is what I thought. I thought the triple threat was great. I was surprised. I thought Bianca was going to win too. I like Io Sky. I love Rhea Ripley. That was a great match. They all laid it out there, put it all into that match, and I loved it. I thought the finish was great. I thought it was really, really solid match. The Sin City Street Fight, I don't hate it as much as Jelani. I really like Drew McIntyre, but Damian Priest hasn't. I mean, I haven't been around, so Damian Priest to me hasn't really shown me what he's capable of or what he can do. He's been the
champion, and he's trash.
Yeah, I've seen the clip where he comes and cashes in, right? Because he's the one that stole it from Drew, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what happened or something?
Yeah.
And like I like they have been apparently building the story a little bit, but not really building it. Like there was a story that was like long form, but they weren't really going at it. But I thought the match was fine. I expected for it to be a street fight, to be a little bit more like brutal. But I'm glad it was in ring, because I kind of thought it was going to be like that damn Gold Dust Roddy Piper match, you know, where they you remember that shit?
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be something like that, but I thought it was all right. My favorite bit though is when Drew takes the fucking selfie and then tweets it like immediately. That was pretty fucking funny.
Did that. He's done that before. That's his gimmick.
So that was pretty fun. We were doing that on the Dynamite show that we did on Monday. We were all doing like bored at work. Like it was pretty fucking fun. So I thought that match was all right. The Fatal 4-Way was fucking dope as shit. When Penta first came up to Raw, I wasn't really that impressed with him at first. Over the weeks, I've become quite the fan of Penta, right? Now, I've always known who Dominic Mysterio was, but never really got to see him do anything, you know? And I love Dom. And all of us, none of us were fooled. Like, we all knew Dom was going to fucking win. He's going to win by pinning Finn. And I'm surprised. My biggest surprise from the Raw after is that Finn's still kind of hanging around with the Judgment Day, right? Like, he doesn't quite realize, like, I need to leave this shit. So that's kind of interesting. But, and I also love Carlito. And one of my favorite things in wrestling right now is seeing Braun Breaker spear the shit out of that guy, man. Like, I absolutely love that fucking 20-foot spear he did a couple weeks ago. And then he comes out the next week, Carlito sees him and runs the fuck away, gets back in there, and he gets a double spear. And then in this match, he goes from one table to the next. Bruh, I'm just like, oh my God, I've become a huge Braun Breaker fan since I started watching Raw. And this last Raw, I got so fucking excited when he shows up, and now he's the next Heyman guy, and he's there with Seth and Paul, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is going to be freaking awesome. And he spears Roman through the damn barricade. He crushed that barricade more than Stone Cold's ATV did, bruh. Like, he just crushed it. That dude is a beast. I cannot wait to see more of him. But I was really happy to see Dom win. I think he's a good heel. And I thought that match was fucking fantastic. I think it's my favorite match of night too. Randy Orton, what is it? Joe? Yeah, Joe Hendry. I knew who he was just because he showed up at the Royal Rumble, right? But yeah, I love that they knew that what this was. It's sad that Owens didn't get to perform because I think the Orton and Owens match would have been great, right? But they took it, they made a bit out of it, and it was funny. It was a funny little moment in the middle. The only thing is we didn't really realize at the time that now the card was going to start sliding down a little bit, and it was going to start being a little bit disappointing to me. I'm not necessarily a fan of Logan Paul. But I do think that he is a capable wrestler. I think he's
you can't
not quite polished, right? But I've seen clips, him and that dude that like flew at each other like they're damn anime characters or whatever and smashed into each other. That shit was awesome.
Yeah, Ricochet.
Pulverizer, when he hits it, and that first time he did it to AJ on Raw was fucking perfect. But when he did it to Mysterio on Raw, it looked clunky.
Dangerous.
And it looked clunky here. And I'm like, that is a dangerous move to not be able to really nail.
You got it.
Right?
That's the whole point of that. That was the whole point of that match. It was centered around that move. When is he going to do it? Is he going to kick out of it? You know, they're trying to build it strong. And I get it. And that's why you need AJ. AJ's good developmental. He's a good jobber. So that's why that match would have worked more had he nailed that pulverizer. And had he done it off of the top rope, which would have been even more dangerous. And Styles Clash was all his move is also declared dangerous if you don't do it right. If you can't move your head a certain way, your neck gone. And so it's two guys that have very dangerous moves doing a match together. It was a good match, but it was a bad match at the same time.
I got you. Yeah. I would say like I don't think it was necessarily a great match. It definitely wasn't a great match. I think it was an okay match. It wasn't boring, at least. Like I wasn't bored during it. I like the carrying cross stuff, like that's setting up. You know, I feel like a lot of this WrestleMania was not culminating a story, but kind of kicking off stories is what it kind of felt like a little bit in some parts. But the match was all right. Like I think Logan Paul is a talented wrestler. He's just a douchebag. But like you were saying, Fable, he's a perfect fucking heel because, dude, everybody fucking hates that guy. You know what I'm saying? And you can feel it. You can feel like what Mike was saying about the difference between Dom as a heel and the fans' reaction and Logan Paul. People fucking hate this guy. And I don't know. I thought the little drone bit was kind of cool, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me too. I like that shit. Yeah,
I did too.
Yeah, some of that footage looked pretty cool. The women's tag team match, I know who Becky Lynch is. So and it was rumored that she was going to be showing up replacing Bayley. I have become a fan of Bayley. I'm not really super into Lyra yet, but I haven't really seen her too much because I do feel like they're not really using that championship so well, at least in the few months that I've been watching, right? Just like the women's tag team titles, they almost feel worthless, man. Like there's not, I don't know. I mean, I know there are people coming up. We were watching a little bit of that NXT stuff Saturday night before the match. And dude, I don't tell Liv this, but Stephanie, what's her name? Velour or something like that?
Varkur. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Her, dude. I think
Varkur.
I got a new fucking crush, bruh. And she dresses like Shylock, bruh. Get the fuck out of here, man. I'm Booker T for her, man. That is ridiculous, man. But I thought the match was all right. It was cool seeing Becky Lynch show up. I was surprised that they won, but I love what they did at Raw where, Liv and Raquel get it back and Becky goes complete heel. I'm sure she's going to be a Paul Heyman girl and pal around with her husband.
Yes,
Paul Heyman girl.
Dangerous alliance. I'm for it.
Then I might start liking her. If she becomes a Paul Heyman girl, I might get on the Becky train.
Yeah, it could be.
You're already like her. No good.
But at the same time, I will like any match that I can just stare at Liv's ass. Like seriously, man, I'm just like
she got a nice ass.
I'm a fool for her, dude.
Body, but she got a nice ass.
She is a fantastic heel, and I'm not just talking about her in-ring work. The shit she does on the sidelines, the faces she makes, the things that she does, the heelish things that she does. She is the most improved talent that I've
Yep.
seen in years.
Right,
Yeah.
and she's
She was
doing
Riot
great shit.
Squad.
Like you
She
see
was
her like
Riot
on
Squad.
you
Nothing.
see her like on
Good
Raw
luck.
before, and she's like fucking doing multiple spots on the fucking outside floor, like taking bumps on the floor like that. You see her on Elimination Chamber, and just she puts in that fucking work, dude. I think she's amazing. I think she's great. I mean, yeah, she's cute and she's hot, but she's also a really good talented wrestler. And so that match was all right. It wasn't boring, you know, like I said. And of course, y'all know I'm a big fan of John Cena, and I'm a bigger fan of John Cena as a heel. You know that. And very excited to see him win, get number 17, break the record. That was cool. I thought the match was fine. You guys kept saying kind of like an old school kind of match, you know, like one of my favorite WrestleManias when I was a kid was watching fucking Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan. Like, you know, that's not like high flying, crazy, super technical stuff. It's just fucking wrestling, you know? And this reminded me of that. I liked seeing them get their spots, do their moves. But we were talking about this when it happened. Travis Scott, his music comes up. Everybody's like, oh shit, is The Rock coming out? Nope, it's Travis Scott. We're all like, where the fuck is The Rock? That's bullshit. Don't start something and then not pay it off, right? And Travis Scott, that's not what the fans wanted, right?
Nope.
The other
trash,
problem,
Travis Scott.
he brought the match to a screeching fucking halt because he took 20 minutes to get to the goddamn ring, bruh. Like, it just was so awkward. Cody's having to lay there and sell for like ever, right? Waiting for his ass to get there. And it was nice that he got, you know, the crossroads and shit. But man, I wish Cody Rhodes would have slapped the shit out of him, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
Oh,
would have
yeah.
been,
Motherfucker.
that would have got a
For
pop.
real.
You know what I'm saying? If he would have like just smacked the
That's some
shit
cool
out of him,
moves.
dude.
Yeah. Smack him
It was
across the
lame.
ring.
It was
Yeah.
lame.
Yeah,
It
no
makes
shit.
Cody look lame that he sold it for so long. Because I'm like, it's just John Cena, y'all. You know, calm down. But then Travis Scott, Lord have mercy. Ugh.
But I did like the result of the match. John Cena winning number 17 as a heel, and I love his whole idea of I'm going to ruin wrestling, and I love the shit. I've been loving his heel promos, right? And I loved his promo on Raw, and I loved it when fucking Randy Orton popped up behind him, just fucking got him down. Dude, how many Raws and SmackDowns have we seen in the last couple of weeks that end with John Cena just fucking laid out like fucking,
Yeah.
and he's also like
You
a
see
cartoon
it coming.
kid.
That's the worst part. You see it coming. I was like, why doesn't he have any other appearances until WrestleMania? And the last time we saw him, he's on the ground. I'm like, oh.
Well, when you're on your way out in wrestling, you should always be out on your back.
on your back. That's
Always.
Undertaker.
Yep.
Hell yeah. So I liked it. Overall, I think night one was definitely better than night two, but night two it wasn't super boring. And it had like, I think it was the way that night one starts solid and got better and better and better. This one almost kind of did like the opposite. It's very weird because like the first half was fucking dope. And then the second half was just a little bit deflating, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And if The Rock would have showed up, a lot of that would have been different, I think, you know? Like you said, Jelani, even a goddamn video promo on the fucking screen.
Something.
Shit
Show
like
me
that.
if you in Hawaii, you gonna say you in Hawaii. Why are you in Hawaii and cut the promo? Do the promo, be like, I'm in Hawaii. I don't have time for this shit. I'm the board of directors. We got things to do. You know, past WrestleMania.
Or just come out
Anything.
and send Travis Scott to die.
Yes.
Like he's like, you know, you're my little lackey. Go in there and handle my fucking business,
Right.
and let him be like, me, and
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, get the fuck in
Anything.
there, and then let him get his receipts. You know what I mean?
Anything. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of the consensus amongst the fans is that they were very disappointed that something was set up that was not paid off at all.
Dwayne fucked up.
Like if
Dwayne
Dwayne didn't need to do that. Imagine if you just had the Cena heel turn without The Rock's involvement. Man, you would have been like, we still would have had the same reaction.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We still would have been like, what the fuck? And then for weeks and weeks and weeks, why is nobody talking about The Rock? Why are they not talking about this Soul Cell? Like, why are we not mentioning this? And I was like, no, have patience, man. The Rock knows what he's doing. No.
Nope. He does not.
But then again, he is filming a Martin Scorsese film. I get it. But
I don't give a fuck.
I don't know. Don't set it up if you ain't going to finish it, right? And then to come out and do all that. By the way, one of my favorite moments in the Raw after Mania, by the way, was Gunther choking the shit out of McAfee. Like that shit cracked me.
Yeah,
Michael
that was
Cole, he
great.
broke my nose.
He deserved it.
So I like that. You think Pat's gonna get in the ring? Is that what y'all think?
He's been in the ring.
He's been in the ring. Yeah, and he
Yeah,
was good.
okay.
He was
fought
good.
Vince McMahon.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
getting a little jacked up too. That's why he's wearing
Yeah.
the sleeveless shirts and all that.
Hell yeah.
Stone Cold stunned him. It was like the greatest thing that ever happened to him. It was the last time Vince was in the ring before the allegations. He got it. He undersold a shitty stunner. He did a really bad job. Anyway,
Well, the rumor on the internet is that The Rock took himself out of that because he wanted Cody to turn heel. And the owner of the company was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Cody sells so many shirts. We can't turn him heel right now." And he didn't get his way. So he was like, he took his ball and went home.
Yeah.
piece of shit.
Yeah,
He
I love, by the way, all the Pete Rose shit from back in the day, man. Used to crack me the fuck up, dude. I love that shit. So
Cody Rhodes getting the Cena treatment now. Like he makes so much money. Like I knew that was gonna happen. That's the only bad part. Like Cody probably wants to turn heel too after everything. But and probably eventually he will.
yeah, eventually. I think The Rock even said that on Pat's show. I think he said like he will eventually go heel, and apparently he said on that show that Cody turned him down. Like, nah, I don't want to do that, right? But yeah, why the fuck would you? Like, they did that shit with Austin. You know what I'm saying? And they had to like backtrack that as quickly as they fucking could, bro.
Yep.
So
that's why they were afraid that originally when Cena's supposed to turn heel, and they scratched it because of that kind of reason. So it's probably the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just this time Cena could because you already had Cody as that big baby face that makes print money. So and all that. And plus I enjoyed watching Cena. You know how everybody who wins a championship go in the back and take a picture with Triple H. He didn't even show his face. He just saw the title in the back of his head.
That's heel now.
Yeah.
And,
Chris is still like
when Cody turns heel, he's gonna be a great heel.
Yeah.
Cody's a great heel. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did anybody watch Cena's post match conference, like the press conference?
Oh yeah, that was hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
That was, dude. That sounds like a clickbait question, and it's lazy reporting. That's what he answered. Had the same answer to everybody.
Every reporter.
It was so great. I loved it. So the best part about being back into wrestling again is shit like this. Gathering here, talking to y'all, talking to the chat, shared love experience of WrestleMania, of the WWE, of wrestling in general, going to work on Tuesday mornings and chatting with my homies for like the first 30 minutes about what happened on Raw, and shit like that. And just watching the YouTubers talk about it. And like, it's been so much fun getting back into wrestling. And I think it's doing pretty solid right now. And I really like what Triple H is doing. And we'll see what happens, especially if The Rock can stay the fuck out of it and let Triple H cook.
shit.
Because
You
he's
said
the one
it,
that did
brother.
all that shit from last year, right? All that build up, right? He was in
said it,
charge, right?
brother. Yeah, he's the one that made NXT what it was. All these great wrestlers that we're seeing right now are out of the Triple H school of
Triple H.
wrestling. Yeah, he did all of that.
He did all of this. And
Yeah.
Vince didn't know what to do with it and treated him like shit when he put NXT versus AEW. I'm like, you don't put your developmental, even though they were kind of sort of beating AEW at points. But AEW died after CM Punk left. And you could tell it was immediate because we wanted good storytelling. We wanted good stories, and Triple H knows what he's doing because he's been in the ring for it. So
yeah, they could wrestle over there. They could wrestle at AEW for
They
sure.
can wrestle, but they don't have
But the
they have
stories, not even
story.
close. Yeah.
No story. And it's trash, and it's Moxley getting hit in the back with fucking nails. It's bullshit. You don't do that shit. And children watch this. Well, my friend has a kid, and they saw that match, and his wife told him, he's like, our son can't watch this anymore. We can't watch this anymore because it's too violent. It's violent, but it's violent for the wrong reasons. Like Moxley thinks he's back in that garbage wrestling phase. Dude, you're not. You're in charge of a belt. That's why AEW sucks now, because they don't have a direction. And WWE does in parts. They have their problems. They got their corporate shit. They got their little pieces that they don't have to make a cohesive story for people. Because this was a bit of a mess. It was a decent WrestleMania, but it's a bit of a mess. And it's too many hands in the pot. And you got Rock trying to be in charge of some shit and want to do everything. Dude, you can't. You're not it. That's what Triple H is for. And that's why wrestling will get better if Rock does stay the fuck out. Bye, Dwayne. We don't need you now. Now that I know that you tell kayfabe, you break kayfabe, and you tell the reason, oh, we had low Elimination Chamber sales. Fuck you, motherfucker. Fuck you. You wasted time and effort. Oh, I hate him now.
There is an element. I know there's an element of people not liking the fact that they're breaking kayfabe more often nowadays, but there's an element to me. And when I watched Triple H's press conference after Elimination Chamber, I was like, holy shit, man. He's breaking kayfabe. He's like talking about it as a storyline, as it being written and shit like that. And I was like, this is kind of neat that they're still selling it when they're in the rings usually, but I love that they're not. I always felt like it slightly insulted the audience's intelligence to the whole kayfabe outside of the ring and all that kind of shit. But I don't know. Now they are doing that Netflix show, is it? Where it's like pulling back the curtain and it's like a reality show.
Yeah, they show the writers. Get the fuck out of here. Don't show me not one writer. I never want to. If I see a writer in a writer's chair talking about, oh, well, Seth Rollins needs to kick me in the head. Fuck you. What do I want to see that for? Who want to see that?
So we'll see what happens. But anyway, I'm pumped, and I'm pumped to see what's going to happen each week on Raw. I don't watch SmackDown all the time because I ain't got time for fucking 8 hours of wrestling a week. Plus, there's pieces of NXT that I want to start getting into. So I don't know. I'm excited to see what they're going to do. I'm excited for Backlash. I think that'll be a fun show. I'm excited for Money in the Bank. Excited for SummerSlam. I'm excited for it all. I'm excited to maybe do this again and not a 3-hour-long show. So I feel like some of those last single night WrestleManias that Vince McMahon was in charge of, man, that just went on and on and on and on and on. Allegedly, I don't know. I wasn't there. But I'm going to have to fucking eventually get to them. So there you go. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here, Herm and Jelani and Mike and Fable.
I got one more match. I want to propose before we get out of here. Mm-hmm. SummerSlam match. Hear me out. The great Rockin' Robbie versus that freaking G.I. Joe guy. I think you should make it. Let's go.
LFG, baby. LFG.
I woke up this morning and looked at my comments and I was like, oh God, people are going to be like, what a fucking asshole. You called out somebody on your channel and called him a fuck, you told him to fuck off a bunch of shit. And everybody's just like, hell yeah. You do that. I was like, oh yeah, that was fun. But much love for that dude. I don't give a shit, man. Everybody has their opinions. It's cool. I just did it as a bit, but he left another comment on the video. It was pretty funny. Basically said he has more comics than me and he was watching cartoons before I was even born. I was like, okay, cool. Cool. I'm sorry. I'm like 330 fucking issues behind on Larry Hammond's G.I. Joe. All right. I'll get caught up. All right. Anyway, but it was pretty fun. But this getting back into wrestling has been great. Chilling with you guys has been great too. So, All right, y'all, we're out. Until next time, station, pop, boom. And if you ain't down with PCPX, I got 2 words for you. Fuck that G.I. Joe guy. How about that?